crumbling statue, and there was a skeleton in the corner, and I stole the sword from it because I don't give a shit.
Oh, did you actually steal it?
Then we had the. Did we actually sever the hand of someone? No, we didn't. We just carried the body, the dead body of the.
Yeah, we dragged the body around so that we had the handprint.
The one of its hands was severed off.
Yeah.
We didn't do the severing though.
And then we decided to mysteriously go and have a nap in the middle of this creepy ass.
Just a short rest though, 15 minutes nap.
Isn't a short rest like an hour?
No. Half an hour, isn't it?
No. I think
I don't know.
because of the 3 weeks, but whatever.
I can.
Short rest now.
Yeah, we
log
took a
in
short
until
rest
I go
because
there.
we.
It's turned into animals again.
Um,
You want some more pumpkin chips?
I'll have some Doritos if they're open.
Let me open my D&D Beyond.
They're good though. I started listening to season 1 of Critical Role and then came back to season 2 and now I'm super confused. I have no idea what's going on.
No, it's tricky when you do it like that. You should watch the critical recaps, the ones that they do like just before they air the new one. But you can find them on YouTube as well.
What is this?
Critical Role? So it's like a...
With Danny Carr.
It's like on YouTube. It's a YouTube/Twitch series in which a load of voice actors get together and play Dungeons and Dragons. But they're all like voice actors, so they're really good at the voices. And they're all just like super attractive and nice people.
But each episode is also 4 hours long.
Yeah.
Each week.
Yeah, but you get used to it so that when it's like slightly less than 4 hours, like, oh, that's a short episode.
Okay, and anything else you guys want to add from last week or last time?
I vaguely remember what happened. That's all I can say.
It's been a while. Do you want to recap for us, maybe?
Well, so you left the bay. They escorted you partway back to the village. Crashed the one Fae talked to you and gave you her blessing, which you revealed to the party, right? And then you headed back into the forest, circumnavigating around where you originally met the Fae, and then you came across that large hill with all the roses on it. And if you remember, you have like quite a blistering scar on the front of your forehead.
Yeah, thanks for the blessing.
Then after a few tests and trials and tribulations, some
And weed whacking.
weed whacking, flying, falling,
Acrobatics.
you made it across. You dragged that bloody corpse to open the door,
That bloody corpse.
and then you got into this first room that appears to be made out of stone. Like you said, there were these 4 statues. 2 you didn't recognize. One was smashed. One you recognized as Elgar. And I think one you did recognize as
Wasn't the other one an elf or
yeah,
an elf lady? Lady. She elf.
elf lady by the name of Gabriel. And you did get that note, which should still be in the WhatsApp group. I think I sent it to your WhatsApp group.
That's right. I had.
Oh yes, I remember that in our WhatsApp group. I mean the notes in WhatsApp.
It's
So-
also on the Google Drive.
Which we have.
And in the corner you did
Which I keep
find these
forgetting
2
about.
long dead skeletons, and you noticed the interesting sword that was sort of like in its rib cage, and also the sword was the only metal thing on them. Everything else they contained that would have otherwise been metal appeared to be made out of now quite rotting or almost ossified wood, including one of them was wearing like quite an intricate chainmail that appeared to be made out of wood. You took the sword. You did see that, like on the, it looked like a very, very ordinary sword. The only thing like, on the blade, there was sort of like a, what's it called? Like a Fibonacci sequence of, or like a lightning
Like-
pattern. Like a
I almost thought you were gonna
fractal pattern.
Fractal pattern. Is it
of a
through the night
slightly
show?
darker colour metal,
Golden
so it almost
ratio or
looks like maybe
something.
some sort of alloy,
Oh,
but with no discernible
Yeah,
function.
1, 1, 2,
Yeah.
3. Then I can't remember. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8.
13.
Yes, and so on.
Also in this room, there were two doors, one on the left, one on the right.
Hmm.
The one on the left has this, so there are two stone doors. The one on the left, they both appear to have very obvious handles. The one on the left has a sort of a carving of a fairy, sort of in profile. So like from side on, she appears to be flying. She has these big sort of dragonfly wings. So she's looking all like delicate and fairy-like. The other one on the right has a carving, just sort of like a silhouette carving on both of them. Like silhouette carvings. The one on the right is of this, what looks like quite a ferocious warrior, just standing like this, face on, looking quite big and intimidating. Hands by his side. You guys decide, before deciding how you're going to press on and where you're going to press on,
I think
take a quick break, yeah, and assess the situation, then decide what you're going to do.
Give 'em our picnic. Nice sit down.
And after doing that, you are now in this cabin.
Oh my gosh, is that you? Oh!
We got mood music.
Good music.
Right. Now that you guys have collected yourselves, what is your next move?
DMDBR.
Okay, so can you describe the room that we're in again? Just in terms of like
There
exits
is
and...
square.
Mhm,
There's the entrance behind you.
mhm.
There's a whole littered rusty bear tracks that you with your pole sort of swept the path of. In the room are basically 4 statues. One is completely broken.
Mhm.
One is clearly of Elgar. One is of someone you don't recognize. And one is of this Lady Gabriel that you saw on the note that you found. Otherwise, on either side of the room, it's like a slightly raised platform on the left and the right,
Mhm.
and little stairs going up, and then there's a door on either side. One on the left, one on the right. Otherwise, it's pretty bare and pretty plain walls. Plain ceiling, very obviously crafted, right? So it's not a natural cabin. And then in the back left corner, there were these 2 skeletons sort of leaning up against the wall, as I have described them.
Alright then, shall we check on these doors?
Otherwise,
then?
it's completely dark. And I think one of you lit a torch.
I think I have a. What's it called? That is a lantern.
Clothes hangers, like what?
Could be anything.
Your imagination.
Alright then, which door? Left or right?
Fairy warrior. Wasn't
What,
one
left or right like this, or left or right like
I want this for the recording. Crack rolls her eyes so hard. She has to give herself a headache.
Confirmation this is indeed possible.
Loses her contact lenses in the backs of her eyelids.
Good. Don't roll your eyes.
I say left, just because why not? They'd expect you to go right.
Right.
So, fairy.
Would you call me?
Nothing your mother didn't already know.
There you go.
Okay, so you go in there.
I think so.
Yeah, let's
You
go
get to
left.
the door.
I knock on it.
It's stone, so it doesn't really make a knocking sound.
You hurt your knuckles.
Ow.
It's pretty solid. What you can see there is a handle.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happens when you're knocking it.
I am suspiciously looking for like any traps or anything.
Nothing seems out of the ordinary. Quite well made. It's quite, must have taken quite an artisan.
Oh wait, so is each door
The
has
joint-
this fairy or
Joined
orient
between the
thing?
door. One is fairy, one is
That's
orient.
fairy, that's
Yeah.
fairy.
And if you look at the note again,
Yeah, what does the note say?
yeah,
The joint
Also-
where the door meets the wall is like quite nicely sealed. Like it must have taken quite a skilled craftsman to make it so.
maybe an Oriad craftsman.
Should we go through the Oriad door?
Maybe the door itself is an Oriad. They're stony people.
Noriod.
Can we
Remind me to ask the barman about that.
Can I just take a moment to shout out Billy for your amazing organizational skills? Because I love your Google Drive. It is the best.
Thank you.
Very good.
It's nice to be acknowledged.
Alright then, so Crack will sort of like grab a hold of the handle and pull.
Pull, and it gives way very easily.
Ooh.
Oiled hinges.
Well, that was easy, wasn't it?
So,
What's
the door
what's there
opens, and it's extremely smooth, no creaking, almost like it's very well oiled.
This is strange.
Smoothly and almost silently opens up.
Magical.
And then a horde of bats come flying
with
into my
the
face.
limited light, it sort of like spills into the room, and you see in this room, in the center, it appears to be another sort of square room, about 40 feet by 40 feet, and taking up almost the entire of the room, and most of the space is a large square pool of water. So there's about 5 feet border that you can walk around this sort of square water pool with like a little ridge all the way around. And in the center, there's a fountain of this square pool. The fountain is comprised of a stone statue of a weeping Elgar holding what looks like the slain body of Arwenwell. However, her head appears to have broken off, and there's no way immediately to be seen.
Does that jive with the story of Elgar and Arwenwell that I will have known from childhood?
I mean, there's nothing specifically that says that Elgar picked up Arwenwell's body.
No, but that she died.
She died when she killed the Undying One,
Okay, and he didn't.
and he was there, and he didn't. You don't really know much about that. What the nature of the relationship was between Elgar and Arwenwell, other than Elgar was one of her disciples. I'm saying you're coming in from the east. To the north, on the north wall in the center, is a wooden door. A plain wooden door.
On my right.
On your right is a plain wooden door.
Going into the door.
Does somebody want to draw also, by the way?
Which door?
There's more
Going
paper.
through the ferry.
I'm going to the ferry, okay.
Wait, there's more paper here if you need it.
Okay. I'm just going to
As-
draw a new room. And just
Crap, as you
get buried.
open the door, you see 2 sort of cat-sized frogs sitting on the edge of the fountain on the end where the door is, to your north.
Okay.
So to like the northwest.
Are they standing like on either side of the door, or are they
They're
standing
sitting
by
on the
fountain?
edge of the fountain.
Okay.
They
What
rear...
fountain it is, because you haven't described it as a fountain. It's just a pool with a statue in it.
There's tears
So
running out of
constantly
Elgar's
fairy walking
eyes
down?
and feeding and slowly
Yeah,
dripping
critical.
down into
That's
the water.
incredibly poetic.
There's a bit
5
over the
foot
top.
border with the
So it's a square,
it's a square.
and then a square inside the square. That's
The pool.
there's a 5 foot.
Oh.
So you nearly lose 5. Oh, much less than that. So there's only 5
No, the other
foot.
way.
There's only 5 foot between the wall
Oh.
and the fountain.
It's
Yeah.
mostly pond.
Almost entirely pond. Yeah, there we go. And
And there's a fountain in the middle.
the 2 frogs are sitting over there, and that's the corner, your top right, yeah?
Oh, sorry, my
And then there's a door on your right hand side.
And a door.
Ah,
And
it's a
then the-
spider.
Don't you talk about Elgar like that.
So, Craig, as you open up the door, they turn around and they sort of rear up aggressively onto their hind legs. You see smooth spike quills flaring up off of their backs, and they begin to hiss quite loudly.
Oh,
Hissing frogs.
sorry, my mistake. And then I pull the door closed behind me. So I
Close the door.
there's someone in there, guys.
I smelled the water. Are they flushing?
Well, there's a,
I mean, they were definitely pushing something out.
Respect.
did we at least get to see what's in the room before you close the door? Or did you just close the door?
Well, I saw the window.
Let me give you a detailed verbal description of what the frogs look like, right? And I proceed to give a detailed verbal description of what the frogs look like.
Oh, that was so menacing.
I know, right? They're spiky.
I've got. Maybe I can try some of them.
Well then, shall we try the other door?
Let's try the other door.
Okay.
Let's try the other door.
That one's not got
Oh, the
dangerous
guy's
frogs
just
in it.
standing there dejected in the middle. I'm never going to drink again. This is it. This is sobriety.
Cheer up, you're on an adventure now.
Okay, so
Okay,
Most people would think this was fun. You've got to admit,
No,
this is
give
pretty
me the
cool.
blank one.
I mean-
It's a bit hard to draw, I think.
okay.
Apart from the headache and the nagging itch in my liver, yeah, I suppose you could call this fun.
Both self-inflicted, to be fair. But yeah, no, actually, I've been hungover and had like a really like...
Itchy liver?
Well, like, you just want to...
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so
I just
you,
like to drink
I'm
wine.
so
also
you open
prepared
the
for
next.
fact that I
You
don't
open
know
the
what
next
my name
door
looks like. Yeah, I got it.
On the Oriad side.
on the
Oriad
Oriad
side.
side. So you open the Oriad door, and the Oriad door opens to what appears to be a natural cabin. It's sort of an irregular-sized chamber, but it seems to be slightly boomerang-shaped, curving off to the left. So it goes a bit like this, and then it goes a bit like that, and then it goes like that, and that's all you can see for now. The
Makes
floor
sense.
is uneven, and there are stalactites and stalagmites hanging from the walls and ceilings, interspersed in an apparent random fashion around the chamber. There are even some places where the two stalactite and the stalagmites are fused into a column. The floors and ceilings are also rough with sort of uneven heights. Some parts of the ceiling, like over here, it appears to get very low, and then come back up again as it goes around the corner. So there appears to be like a lower bit here. You can see over here, there's like a melted candle where it's like a row of stalactites that have all spilt down over something. You can see one particularly big stalactite on the ground here, and over here you can see like 5 or 6 stalagmites all hanging down from the ceiling.
As a sort of a
Long,
natural
thin
barrier.
stalactites. Not a natural barrier, but they come up to they go quite high up into the ceiling, and your torch doesn't allow you to see where they go up, but you can see them coming down to about the lantern height. So you wouldn't have to crawl underneath them, but they're quite close to you.
Okay. Well, should we have a look?
Let's have a look.
Who's got dark vision?
Oh, think
I
we
need
do.
to check that. I think young goblins, I mean,
We are known.
gnomes. I think gnomes have dark vision.
I don't think I have. No, I know I don't have.
If you're a bat,
Dark vision 60 feet.
she did.
I've got a.
Is it still up?
It's still up.
The lantern.
The lantern. And we can see in the dark.
Yeah.
So I scoot along and I want to go and have a look at this melting formation on the wall.
This one.
It's very
Yeah,
pretty.
it's pretty.
Cool, so you head
Hold
in
on
that
there.
direction. I'm going to give you guys some tokens. I'm stealing from
And
the
that
start
little old
again.
baby wobble.
There, that's you. So you go there.
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely heading this way.
Roll a perception.
May I borrow a die?
There's a big D20 right behind your screen.
Oh, that works.
Not very perceptive. 2 and. Do I have another perception thing somewhere? No.
You should have a perception modifier on your skills.
Perception plus 1, so it's 3.
It's just quite a beautiful rock.
What a lovely rock. Guys, why don't you come and look at this pretty rock?
Yeah, right then. So walk over and have a look at the rock. Do
And the rest of you roll perception also.
We're coming in from in here.
Yeah.
Okay. I should all roll perception now.
Let's
Let's look at the pretty rocks.
14.
Perception.
4. I've got a -1.
You do look terrible.
It's like, this rock is great, guys.
This is a great rock.
This is an amazing rock.
8.
We thought we were going on adventure. Really, we were just going to the Kangaroo Caves.
Just looking at rocks.
So, Crack, you know a little bit about like nature and stuff. It strikes you as a bit odd that there are all these stalactites and stalagmites for two reasons, really. One, you're in a hill, so you wouldn't expect
There's
it
water.
to be there
That's true.
in like such a
Like an
normal,
earthy environment. like that.
environment. And two, you know it takes a long, long time for these things to form, and they seem therefore slightly out of place to have naturally formed.
Guys, these are fake stalagmites.
How are they fake though?
Well, you see, according to geology, like, a hill's made of dirt, these are made of stone.
Of stone?
Well, it's a stalagmite, isn't it?
Oh, so like
Hold
made
on, the
of
mite's
stone.
the one that goes from the floor to the ceiling, and the tite is the one that's coming from the ceiling to the floor.
Aye, you can remember, because stalactites,
It's like a
the
tit
T
which hangs.
comes... Well, alright, that works too.
What was yours?
Because it's T,
The
so
top.
it comes from the top.
And stalagmites comes from the bottom.
Well, that's it.
Stalagmites are the other ones.
Mädchens, which is a foreign word I know for girls. Babies that suckle on tits,
Also,
which come
as
from
you
above.
guys get there, you see round the corner
Why is it
here
always about
And it,
is another
Well, wait, so
plain
are these things made of stone?
wooden door.
ooh, wooden
So a
door.
stalagmite is always made
They
of
do
stone.
look like that. They do look like they're made out of stone.
I get
Okay.
my hammer out. I've
Okay.
got a little hammer.
Oh, so it's
And I
not. So
Smack
it's
the
usual
shit out
for
of
them
that.
to be made of stone.
So it's unnatural for them
Yeah.
to be here, basically.
Okay.
It's not
piece of it
unusual
chips
for
off.
stalagmites to be made of
It looks
stone.
like stone.
It's unusual to discover stone in
Behaves
a
like
dirt hill.
this looks like stone.
Okay.
Yes.
So Garlic has chipped off a bit of this millenniumly old formation and just vandalized it.
Garlic don't give a shit.
Can you tell how old it is?
You can't tell how. You probably can't tell how old it is. You just know it's very old.
It's very
Can anyone detect magic?
I can detect magic.
Do you want to detect magic? Maybe it's magical stone.
Yes, but then I used my last spell slot.
Didn't you take a short rest?
Oh yeah, I did.
Can you not do it as a ritual? Because that would suck if so.
Wait, no, but I recover spell slots with long rest.
Sucks to be you.
Okay, well, I'll use my one spell
So
slot.
also going around there, you do see another door. What appears to be a wooden door around the corner.
Oh, I mean, you don't have to use your last spell slot.
Not now, because like it's not anything that seems
Nothing
to be
is
pressing.
exciting. Garlic wanders over to the other big one and hits it with her hammer.
So this one,
Yeah.
Dong.
What are you doing?
Garlic is
What are you doing?
you lob off the top little bit and it just breaks.
Is it a mite or a tie?
It's a mite.
It's a mine.
Coming
Ah,
up.
is this
That's
one
a
a
very
mite?
personal
Big mite
question.
one coming up.
You can't
Are
just
you a
ask someone
mi-
if
are
they're
you
a
a mite or a tie?
This is a mite. These are like 5 or 6 very long, spindly tights hanging down.
No, I don't like spindly tights.
It's the only tite you find around these.
Do I see the
Stop
one
height
that's
shaming, Jesus.
on the right? No.
Jesus, that's tight.
No.
All of this stuff.
Garlic's finished beating things. Let's move on.
So wait, did it just break? Is it also funny stone things?
What?
You said the hill's dirt, the thing's sand, it's not stone, it should be the sand, I don't know. Is it wrong?
Listen, we are not in a mountain, right? This is a hill. Hills, typically made of dirt.
Okay.
One tends not to find massive caves of stone in a dirt hill.
Okay.
Uncontroversial, I think you'll agree.
So wait, are stalactites and the like leaky rocks?
So,
Your mother's a leaky rock.
I'm going to do this in character because I love the idea that Crack is just there like, fuck's sake, let me explain basic geology to these motherfuckers. Alright, so, in a mountain, sometimes there will be water deposits that filter through the rock. And as they go, they'll dissolve little bits of the rock as they go. And then, when they get through to the rocks at the bottom, at the top of a cave, they'll drip down. And as they drip down, they'll leave some of the rock deposits behind, and over millions of years, they will accumulate as some sort of rock formation on the top. And eventually, it'll keep dripping, and it'll keep growing down and down and down, but it takes forever to happen. And
Why you break it?
It doesn't take that long. It's like a crusty stain around the toilet. It doesn't take that long. It depends what you deposit.
Don't listen to her, she's a bird.
Who knows a bit about
Wait, are you
crusty
her?
stains?
Are you her or him?
Mind your business.
Okay, I'm asking this as Philip.
Every cloaca's a goal.
I've got a cloak, so figure it out.
Well, it's not one I want to bother with, but anyway.
So,
Oh, so I thought it was just weird fancy ice for some reason.
Baldagar licks the closest one.
You lick it.
Yes.
It tastes like stone. It's cold. It's not moist. It's cold and dry and hard
Yeah,
and smooth.
Don't recognize it.
baby.
Baldagar goes around and licks every Titanite you can find. They all taste the same.
There's this one, and then these big ones. Otherwise,
Okay.
they're all just like lots of.
I go up to the hanging ones that look like they're going to be a gate or something.
Okay.
I-
As you get there, one of those ones speeds out and wraps itself around you.
Oh,
Everyone
fuck!
roll initiative.
Ah!
I stand next to him and I lick it.
17 for me.
Does it taste the same?
14.
You take 4 damage, by the way.
Okay, fuck.
This is what you get for not paying attention to geology.
I thought that was similar than the others, so it was fine. Oh my word.
That's
Nothing-
a natural 20, and my initiative bonus is 3, so 23.
Okay, also initiative stuff.
What did you get? Time?
11.
Where's my initiative?
I don't have initiative bonus.
14.
Crack?
I'm 19.
What's your bonus?
Sorry, plus 2. So I rolled a 17 plus 2.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright, so that's the initiative order. So
Wait, that's garlic.
that's,
No, that's
time where it's
Time.
okay.
It wasn't garlic over there.
yes, I was.
Yeah.
I'm still there. Well, I'm
We'll
like
just
beating
say,
something.
yeah, so there's time rosemary bouquet. You guys want to put yourselves where you are at this point in time.
Okay.
There's you,
Crack.
Crack. Where do you want to be?
Oh,
I was beating the shit out of this thing.
I was by the pretty
Pretty rough.
panel on the rock there. Wall.
I was licking the one that just wrapped around this one, trying to see if it tastes different to the other ones. Does it?
Does it?
Please,
Which-
no.
Which one have you got there first?
He got there first. He got wrapped up, and then I went and licked it.
Okay,
And
so
I'm
it's
just like,
it's
this
just
is an
wrap-
appropriate reaction.
One's come down, then one's also going to wrap up an attempt to wrap up you.
All right. What do I throw?
It's going to roll an attack roll against you.
Did you roll a 23?
You have to roll either
Initiative of 20 plus 3.
athletics or an acrobatics, and you're looking to beat 12.
All right.
You can choose if you want athletics or acrobatics.
Back to that one. Is it a saving throw?
Yes. I believe so.
Oh no, wait, that's not. It's a check.
Yeah,
Acrobatics or?
Or athletics, whichever one you want.
I'm going to do acrobatics. 18
Yep,
plus
you're
3.
fine. So one of the other stalactites whooshes out and tries to wrap itself around you, but you manage to avoid it. Okay, so now we're in initiative, and Beldagon, you are the first to react to this. All 5 of those. 5 of those?
And you just
Six.
see like
All the
the
way
surprise in my
All
eyes.
6
They
of those.
tried to
All
lick it.
6 of those stalactites are now sort of writhing and moving around.
Those aren't stalactites.
Your turn, Beldagon.
All right. Are they hurting you?
Yes.
Still, or just
the
the
one
first
wrapped
time?
itself and squeezed itself around him.
Well, I got hurt. I'll see in my turn if I get hurt more.
Is it squeezing? Can I see if it's squeezing him more, or is that it?
It seems to be tightly wound around him, but it doesn't seem to be constricting anymore at the moment.
Please do something.
Be very, very still.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
It'll be over soon.
So I have a movement and an action, probably a bonus action as well.
I don't want to die this early in the campaign.
Yes.
I ask,
like the 10 priest, what would we do?
like, are they supposed to
Have a
do
break.
that?
Well, Rock is sort of famous for staying still. So, no.
Ideas?
hit it.
Okay.
Oh, I should actually.
But miss me.
Do something blunt if you've got it.
Something blunt if I've got it. Hold on. Something that has bludgeoning damage. Well, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna try. I'm close enough to just reach out and touch someone, right? Reach out and touch face.
Sure. You can reach. Yeah.
I'm going to
Is move okay.
touch the wriggling stalactite that shouldn't be wriggling and do a shocking grasp.
Okay, what type of attack is that?
It's a cantrip lightning, but I need to touch it.
Okay, cool. Roll your attack.
Okay, so that's 17 plus 4, 21.
That's
What's
it.
Okay, so hit, and then it's 1d8 lightning damage. 8.
So as you touch it and jolt it, it immediately restricts, like contracts and releases time, and starts sucking back up in towards the ceiling.
All right, on that, it's like, you're welcome, and I move back to these two. I mean,
Okay.
I should be able to do
For all
that.
time, it's just been abandoned.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have got himself trapped by animated tentacles.
I wriggly
I
rock.
didn't
It is animated tentacles time.
Oh my gosh, I'm
The
still
second one is
there.
going to try and attack you time.
Okay.
It's a 26, so it does 3 damage to you and wraps itself around.
Again, oh.
Why did you move away? Because I'm smart. It doesn't like electrics, by the way.
And
Well, I don't have electrics.
garlic.
Garlic is next. Garlic. Garlic to the rescue.
Oh, good lord.
What does garlic carry?
Shock it, but don't tell it a lewd joke.
I don't No one wants to see that.
Actually, in Garlic's case, it's
Garlic's
probably more like.
And I'm just like,
whip it out.
I'm just like, I don't want to see this. Only New York, honey.
Okay. Garlic picks up her short sword.
The one that she got from.
Yeah, the magic short sword, that one, yeah. Well, yet to be
The one with the
determined
wriggly
one.
writing on it.
Mm-hmm.
Wriggly
And-
stones, wriggly swords, makes sense.
And goes and slashes just above where time
Cool.
is.
Make an attack roll.
Natural 20.
Brilliant stuff.
Yes, roll your damage.
And what is it? 8.
What does it say?
I mean, it's fine. Don't even bother rolling your damage.
That one.
You slice it clean in half. So I'll say it's like wrapped itself around Time's wrist, and it's like holding his arm, and you come up from above and just slice it clean off. It collapses.
Does it like ooze?
Does the wriggly rock
It
bleed?
doesn't appear to ooze, and
Does it look like rock?
I don't know. Yes, it seems like rock, but alive. So the bit that falls to the floor does like wiggle around a bit, and the bit that's been severed, again, retreats up incredibly fast up towards the ceiling.
2 down.
And
Towards
now
the bow.
it...
No, but the one only retreated though. Hold on, so this was you over here. So
Yeah,
you're there.
garlic now.
Yeah. Crack.
How many more of the static tentacles are there?
There are 4.
Static tentacles. Are there
And
4
one
left?
And one retreated
4 left. 2 retreated now, and 4
Well, one
remain.
sliced off. It's like.
Yeah.
Hmm.
One that got electrocuted and shocked,
Dismembered.
and one that got a bit... You were quite good with your hammer, chopping all the tips of things off, and now you just continued that.
When I was a young lass, I was a geologist.
I'll show you geology.
Gnomes love being underground.
Geology was your true love, and then you had forced
It gets
to,
you
like,
rock
become a
hard.
merchant to, like,
To pay for my stone obsession.
So wait, you're a stoner, a reformed
No.
stoner.
Not reformed.
Not so reformed.
Crack will very simply run at the thing with a scimitar and hit it.
Cool. Roll your attack.
I just
Oh,
see
no.
garlic running towards me.
Oh,
I mean
shivers.
crack running towards me.
Okay. So that's 13. 12, sorry.
You hit it, but your scimitar doesn't appear to have any effect.
Oh.
Magical
You didn't, hit
sword.
it, you didn't hit it hard enough, let's say, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Maybe
next up
stumbled.
is
No.
Time Rosemary Bouquet.
Yes.
Please stop using his full name.
It's canon, darling.
It's canon. It's like Sam using that weird voice for not. What?
He's committed to it now for the whole campaign.
Yeah.
Got to do it.
Okay.
What is your main focus for the day?
Okay, well, I take out my
What is your main
mace,
focus for the day?
and before I move away, I'm just like, Gah!
Oh, roll an attack.
Feels so comfortable.
15.
You connect, roll the damage.
Ah.
Oh, yay! 1d6 plus 2.
I should find some back.
5.
So you hit it with your mace, and a large sort of
My
fissure
inspiration dies.
goes up
Oh.
to a stalactite, as it sort of like half splits in two. And as it does this, it also retreats back up into
Okay,
the
and I move away, because I don't want to get grappled again. Just to there. Behind, who's that?
Me.
Okay, behind you.
Hiding behind all of the feathers.
I
Yeah.
walk away.
No, you can't in your turn.
Beldegar, we are back to you.
It is your
Yeah,
turn.
I walk away.
Damn it. Why does everyone leave me?
So there's 3 of these stalactites sort of like hovering now in the air.
I'm going to shock and grasp another one,
Cool.
just to get them all out of the way.
Let's see.
Clear up this nonsense. 17 plus. It's a hit then. Okay, 1d8. Ooh, 7.
You shock and grasp it, and it retreats up into the darkness.
Fuck off!
2 left.
Yeah.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yep,
Yeah.
it's their turn.
Now it's
This is
statics.
the Wrigley rocks.
And one of them is going to try and grab you, Beldegar.
Okay.
23. So it grabs you by like your foot. I don't know what
Okay.
your claw thing is. It wraps itself around and yanks you back. You take 3 damage.
And I'm prone.
Well, I guess. You're
You're
currently
grasped.
grabbed. You're grabbed.
So you're not prone, just
Yeah,
you can't
just
move.
grabbed.
Oh. It's got me by the foot. 3 damage
You
then,
take
right?
3 damage.
Okay.
And it is now garlic.
It's Garlic. Garlic's weaving her sword in the air and rushes towards Beldegar to save the day once again.
Yeah.
Roll. Make your attack roll.
6. Wait, plus. I think it's not going to be successful.
Yeah.
You miss. Slash, are you weaving wildly like this and completely miss?
She's very old, okay?
Anything else you want to do on your turn?
Oh, yeah. Maybe I
Apologize.
Oh,
can. I'll
sorry.
fucking kick you while you're done.
Are you grabbed at the moment, Beldegar? Okay.
Apparently.
I think I just rush past and like miss entirely and kind of stumble towards the back.
Cool. Crack.
Seeing that
I'm sorry.
I tried whacking last turn, alright? It didn't work.
No.
Wait, that's crack.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right. That's Baldagar.
Okay, cool, yeah.
That's me.
Time.
Time.
I'm the not colored one.
Cool.
Rosemary.
Ooh.
But that's garlic.
I'm gone.
Um,
I'm great.
Cool.
I will crack, seeing that her scimitar is ineffective against this stony thing, is going to cast Chill Touch on the one that is holding Beldegar.
Alright, do you have to roll an attack roll, a touch attack?
Yes, a ranged spell attack. So I think your touch AC is like spell.
Yeah.
It's a spell attack or
Just roll.
Fuck me.
Yeah, it'll say next to your spell if it has a hit dice or not.
I rolled a 1, so it's irrelevant.
Oh yeah, no, that's a fail.
So you grab Belvedor's claw and
No!
but don't do any damage. But thematically, you reach out for the tentacle
You
and
just
instead
make him
you
very
grab
cold.
Belvedor's claw and you just freeze it.
You have a very cold claw now. I'm very sorry.
I've heard of cold-hearted bitches, but really? Cold-footed chicken things?
Time.
Frozen chicken?
Yes!
You're up unless there's anything.
Okay, so what? How many
Two
thingies are left?
One's from Belvedor, the other one.
Okay, well, I'll
leaving like this.
attack it with my mace. We'll go up to it and attack the one that's around Baldagar
Cool.
with my mace.
Whack
Situation's reversed.
Huh?
Now you get to be
Yes! Now I can be the hero.
Hero up, man.
the hero and the prettiest princess.
Uh,
7!
You miss. Well, you hit it with your mace, but it has no effect in this case. It doesn't. You hit, but nothing comes off.
But I know it does work, I just need to hit hard enough.
Yep.
That's what they
And
always
we
say.
are back to Belvedor.
I cast Shocking Grasp on the one that is around my foot.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's a 9 plus 4, that's 13.
No. Cool. We're like, all of us have guns as well.
You're like startled marines.
I'm not gonna electrocute myself.
You melt the chilled ice around you.
I warm up my gold foot with my own Shocking Grasp. Alright. So
So,
that's my action. Can't move.
Belvedor, you start getting yanked 5 feet up into the air now.
This hasn't happened in a while!
And the
I don't
second
know how
one
bird sex works.
is going to go towards you, Crack.
Gasp! Le gasp.
Wait, 5 feet's not that high.
it is when you're a gnome.
18
Yeah, it's like, oh.
Against my what?
against your AC.
Oh no, that hits.
The
So
Team
you
Rocket
get
is
3
busting
damage
off
also.
again.
No.
As this one wraps itself around your waist.
Oh, you get a touchy-feely one.
Ooh.
Okay.
Some waste action.
And now we are over to Garlic.
Garlic
So-
for the rescue.
Belvedor is currently upside down 5 feet above in the air.
Uh-huh.
The other one's wrapped itself around Crack.
Okay.
Just copping a feel.
I can't reach 5 feet in the air, it's too high for me. I'm still wielding my sword of the stolen dead. So I run back again and I try now to rescue Crack.
Oh, thank you.
Because I can't reach someone.
Listen, I'll take it.
And I roll a, I think, 4. What is it? Attack. Let's see this.
We're just all really terrible.
2 and yeah, we're just not doing very well on it. Yeah, I see. Okay. Anyway, it's probably 3.
Okay, cool. So you miss. Crack. You've been embraced by this stone stalactite.
I'm gonna try and slap it with my chill touch for getting fresh with me.
Roll an attack.
You read this, right?
What the fuck? Another one?
You freeze your hand instead.
Crack, you are whack.
That's statistically
Time.
unlikely.
Yes, me.
Timer is bouquet.
Okay, I see that Crack is having a bit of difficulties.
It's an off day.
So I attack the one that's grappling her.
Cool. Roll your attack.
If this is a 1.
Yeah.
What's catching?
11.
Nope, you also. Still not hitting hard enough.
Come on, use that strength, boy.
I'm trying!
We are
I'm
back
under
to
pressure!
Belvedor.
I'm gonna try and free myself because this is getting ridiculous. So that's an 18 plus 4.
With the
You trying to
chocolate
hit it?
thing,
I'm hitting the one that's holding me.
Cool. It releases you and you fall to the ground.
Ouch.
Don't take any damage, but you are prone.
Yeah, I'm prone and it's
Ouchie,
done.
ouchie.
Gone up, yeah. So there's just one.
Right,
Still
so
left.
I use half of my movement then to get up.
Okay, there's still one left on Crack. And it is now Garlic's turn. Oh no,
No,
it's the
it's-
Rover's turn. Crack, you get flung 5 feet up into the air as it begins to retract.
I miss. I'm 5 feet tall, so. Like, it's like, oh gosh!
And then that leaves...
That's
But that's a very awkward Spider-Man
Garlic's
moment
turn.
happening right
oh,
now.
that's-
You don't take any more damage.
Hello there.
You're like this, you know?
But
Like,
you're
a bit
really-
like a possession around
You're
your
really
waist.
high up now. I can't reach you. I think
I'm like with 3
I
foot.
think I must throw a dagger at it. This is probably scarier for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Garlic's probably not a good.
Baldagar averts his eyes.
The old lady at the bottom was like, I'm gonna throw a dagger at it! And I'm like, really? Are you sure?
So I do throw a dagger at it. 17 plus. Where do I see attack? Where is it?
It should be
Oh,
under actions.
Yeah, if you go to actions. Oh, you haven't equipped anything. Okay, so go to your equipment. And then scroll down to your dagger. And then.
While
you
you're doing
have it
that,
there as a
you
dagger.
throw the dagger and it
coin
just
is a
bounces off of the
two-sided
rock. And
dice.
the rock and is completely inefficient. It just goes
No!
bounces the floor in front of you.
My dagger!
Crack,
Yeah.
you're 5 feet in the air, Crack.
I'm going to continue to chilly touch it.
Hello.
Let's just like make some space. Yeah.
No more ones.
No more ones. Otherwise, that has to go to a dice jail or something.
Right. It's not much better.
Don't need any modifications on that.
+4.
This is mine.
It's a 9. Isn't yours standing over there?
That's mine.
I think this is yours, Damien.
Do you think it is mine also?
There's 2 over there.
9 isn't a spell hit, I take it.
No.
Okay.
You're still struggling. Let me do and chill your wrist. So next up is time. Rosemary Bouquet.
Yay! Okay, so he's still dangling. She's still dangling. Can I try again? Fuck, I want to get this right.
How tall are you?
5 foot. Wait.
Jump up. It's fine. I'll
Okay,
allow
I'll
it. It's
jump.
only 5 foot up. I'll allow it.
He's hopping mad.
18.
18. That's a hit.
Yay, so d6 plus 2.
So we'll say it's fine. You hit it, you connect, it finally chips and a large chunk of it breaks off. It releases Crack. Crack falls on top of Beldegar. Nice push and blow.
Hey, honey.
But they all retreat up into the darkness.
I did it!
Well
And
done.
then you're out of
Get off.
initiative.
So it's out of initiative now. Okay, cool.
I get up and I
Okay,
After
let's
2
move
seconds
on
of
before
lying
they
there
start
in
to
the air,
come back.
nothing happens.
Okay, let's follow Time Rosemary Bouquet while he's having this moment of
Yes,
decisive leadership.
let's go, guys! I am happy!
You're the excited leader now.
Which way are we going then? Oh, mighty.
That way, huh? That way.
So this is a very old-looking wooden door, but it also it opens really easily. If you open it.
I was about to say, it's like in my victory rage, I was like, if it doesn't open, I'm just gonna cut it down. Okay, but it opens. Okay, cool.
So it was like, oh no, you just pull it.
It says pull on the door.
And then like, I
in
just like
Elvish.
start like losing steam now. Okay, let's go through the door.
So you enter into what is a very clearly carved square chamber. It appears to be a beautiful and manicured rose garden. There are petite benches, bird baths, little birds, butterflies, and other forest creatures. Everything is carved out of stone in immaculate.
Oh, so nothing's alive.
Nothing is alive,
Okay.
but like looking at the rose bushes, there they are all carved, the individual leaf, the individual rose petals. It looks
So
immaculate.
everything is stone, or seems like it's stone.
Everything appears to be made out of stone,
Okay.
including 2 dryers sitting on a bench, frozen in conversation. A proud and muscular centaur leaning down to smell a rose.
Another muscular one.
A unicorn being stroked by a half-elvish, half-snake woman, a leprechaun sleeping under a rosebush, a hunchback old man with mushrooms, puffballs, and other fungi sprouting from the back of his arched body, tending to a rotted log brimming with tree fungus, and a variety of other magical fey creatures. Some you recognize from yesterday's dinner, others completely bizarre and unknown to you. So that comes in
Do we?
from the south, right? We've come in now from the south. On the west is a stone door with no discernible handle. However, animal paw prints and leaf patterns are engraved all across its surface.
Question. The creature that the person sent to go check and like
Fawn.
a fawn, yes.
Half black, half human-like thing.
Do I see that fawn here?
You don't see any
Okay.
fawns amongst these statues.
I was just wondering, like, he might like, oh, they all turn to stone or something.
The half-elvish, half-snake woman that's stroking the unicorn
Yeah.
looks like the same type of creature that Frisia is.
That I made friends with.
That you
My
made
bagpipe friend.
Ah, fond memories.
Garlic runs in and goes and sees if he can pick up any of the small creatures. Are they?
They are not affixed to the floor, so you can.
She
pick up
definitely
some
next
of the
to
small-
she next a couple. Of
What
the
are
small
you
ones.
mixing? Cooking?
What are the small ones?
There's like a leprechaun under a bush.
That's too big to carry. Surely.
He's a small leprechaun. There's like
Take a
there's-
frog or something.
There's like a little fairy in the bird bath.
Definitely take the ferry. Take
As
the
you
ferry.
pick it up, the fairy begins to struggle against your fingers and beats at your fingers.
It's still stone.
Do I see
I drop
this?
it. I drop it. It's retreat.
Do I see this happening?
You can see that happening. As soon as you drop her, she like looks angrily at you, and then she goes after a minute and resumes the original position that she was in the bird bath, and she seems to freeze.
Okay, I walk up and I go, can you hear me?
To the fairy.
Yes.
The fairy slowly turns its head and looks at you.
Can you speak?
It sort of looks at you a little bit quizzically. What language are you speaking to us?
I'm common at the moment.
Yeah, it looks at you.
Oh, what languages do I know? Let me
Language
try.
people.
Hang on. I speak Sylvan, and I say something in Sylvan.
Mm-hmm.
I say, do you speak Sylvan?
She's a little fairy.
Yeah.
She nods her head like this.
Oh, damn it.
Can you talk though? I suppose if you're made of stone and the whole vocal cords.
Ask her if she's happy, how she
It looks at you
is.
with like a bit of a sardonic, or like a blank expression on her face, like made of stone.
I don't know what you're saying, but like, ask her if she is happy how she is. Like, she's not in danger or something. I'm assuming
you
it's the
always stone.
She does a little shrug of her shoulders.
Were you turned to stone?
She seems to be confused by your question.
Was she brought to life from stone? I don't know if I can't hear you. But yeah, can't understand you. Was she always stone her whole life?
I asked that. She just did the like
Shrug.
She doesn't know that.
Oh, is that what you asked?
She
I didn't know
doesn't
you
think
asked
she's
that.
stoned.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Do you need help?
She continues to. She nods, shakes her head.
Right then. Do you want to just be sat back down then?
I've dropped her already.
She's back in her original position, and she's still frozen in place, and it's just her head that's interacting with you. The rest of her body doesn't move.
I go over to the muscular one and
No.
just touch.
No.
The centaur.
Yes.
The centaur's head turns to look at you.
Oh, good lord, okay.
With a neutral expression on its face.
With a neutral expression.
Yeah, it doesn't look angry.
Do you understand me?
It It continues to look at you with a neutral expression. On its face.
I'll turn to the centaur and say, please excuse my friend, it's been far too long.
The head shifts up and looks at you.
He's a priest.
I like your muscles.
Will you turn to stone at some point? Will you always stone?
It continues to look at you with a bit of a blank expression on its face.
Okay. Is there anyone here who isn't stone?
It sort of looks around the room. It rests its time a little bit on Time Rosemary Bouquet, then a little bit on Veldegar, then a little bit on Garlic, and then back to you.
So we're the only ones not stoned.
Okay. Right then. Is there anything I can do for you? I mean, you don't look like you can move very much. Maybe scratch your back or like get you some oats.
It rears up on its hind legs and like displays its full range of motion, and then goes back to its
crippling
original,
muscles.
Bending over to tend to smell the one rose.
Side note: there is something vaguely sexual about centaur.
Yes, that's why I
Not
touched
vaguely.
What's vague about
this?
this?
Big wooden horse dog flopping down.
Like I just showed you its full range of motion. I got an eyeful. My cloaca is swollen.
You.
Engorged.
Oh no.
It still looks at you with a bit of like a blank, nonplussed expression.
Ask which door is safe.
Oh, so how many doors are there in the room?
There's just one door to.
Oh, I thought
as
there
you
were
came
two.
in, there's one to the left and the one you came in from. The one on the left is a stone door. You came in through a wooden door. The stone door appears to be engraved and carved with sort of paw prints and.
Ask if that door's
Sort of
safe.
engraved. What's the opposite of embossed? Like engraved into the door as opposed to out of the door.
Okay.
Carved?
Carved in. Like
Yeah.
I need to
engraved
ask him
and carved.
where the tomb of what's his name?
Elgar.
Elgar.
Oh, okay. Where is the tomb of Elgar?
It looks towards the carved stone door.
Okay.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm relaying all of this.
Oh, okay.
Let's just like everyone can speak to the centaur. Everyone can speak to anything in here, and let's just.
I like your muscles. Tell him that.
No, I'm not going to tell him that.
Belgar puts his hand softly on Time's shoulder and casts shocking grasp.
I already lost
Like-
a few HP.
Stop thinking with your dick.
Thematically.
Thematically.
Oh,
It's
no,
just
but-
a light jolt.
Yeah,
And cold
you just
shower.
like arch a little thingy. I just hear the crackling.
Also, you can definitely do better than a man who literally cannot run away from you.
Although.
The centaur is
I'm
not attached to
lonely.
the
My character is lonely.
picture. It's frozen in position, and
Can
only
you
moves
leave
in
the room?
It still continues to look at you.
Okay.
Do you want to
Let's-
leave the room?
Let's leave
Ask him
these
that.
people. I think these people are like fake people.
Belgar
garlic.
casts.
Well, they're not causing us any harm, so I think we should just go to the door. Yeah.
I have a suspicion that something's amiss here. So I'm going to cast comprehend languages on myself,
Okay.
which means I can understand any language I hear or read any language on a document that I touch or a thing that I touch. So I have to touch the thing to read it. But anything I can hear, I can understand if it's a language.
Cool.
Do I hear another language in the room?
Don't hear another language, and looking around, you
No one
can't see
speaks.
anything written.
No, it's a Western spell slot.
It's like,
But now I understand everything you say to the centaur.
I'm currently just describing like hypothetics Rosemary Time.
what's he saying? What's he saying?
Asking directions.
Is he asking about me?
Garlic
Say
runs
the
to the
compliment.
squiggles across to
My
the
friend
far
wanted
door.
to ask me to come over.
So
to tell
looking
you
at
that
the
he
stone door,
likes
there
you.
appears to be no handle.
Mm.
There's an easy way to open it.
So you
It's his birthday.
Doesn't budge. Roll a perception check.
16 and perception 17.
So you notice the door on the door. This carving appears to be divided into 4 things by vine leaves and floral patterns. So the floral patterns go up and around the door and then divided into 4 panes. And those are actually in sort of relief. On the top left pane, you see what appears to be the indented carving of a horseshoe.
Mm.
On the top right, it appears to be like a cone spiral going into the door. The bottom left appears to be an embossed leaf, and the bottom right appears to be like a three-fingered and one-thumbed hand that looks to you like a alien fayish hand, or potentially made out of branches or wood or something.
So she looks around the room to see if she can see a shell or a horseshoe to fit in the...
You can see that the centaur has horseshoes on. You can see the unicorn has a
spirally horny thing.
and you can see that the dryads have
perceptive.
3 fingers. The dryads sitting on the bench have 3 fingers and a thumb. That looks like they would fit into that bottom right.
And the leaf?
Well, there's
And the
rose
bottom-
bushes
what?
all around,
Yeah.
and it looks like a leaf of a rose bush.
Fits in what?
Into the wooden
The
door.
bas relief of the door.
No.
So,
So should we pick them
That's
up? Oh, wait, can we ask them to move over there?
well, yeah, can we ask them to move, please? I was good over. I'm like, I think they must help us get through. Can you ask them to please?
Yes!
Excuse me. I know you're terribly busy with
You're
your
still talking to the centaur.
yes,
Okay.
with your busy schedule of being a stone statue. But would you mind helping us open the door?
It stops smelling the rose, it gets up, it animates, it walks towards the door, it lifts one of its hooves and sinks it into the top left door. You hear like a and some mechanism inside moves and unlocks. It removes its hoof and it walks back to its original position.
Okay. I'll go to the unicorn. I'll go to the unicorn and I'll ask if I'll ask it the same.
The unicorn just looks at you.
I go over to the.
Isn't the door already open then?
Oh, okay. Then I will take 10 minutes and do my speak with animals ritual.
Cool. The unicorn trots over to the door and sticks its into the door. You hear the sound.
That's me, folks. Crack, multilingual,
You got all the
interpreter.
users.
You're just a mazer.
So you've got the top
Alright.
left, the top right. You've got the dryad at the bottom right and the rose bush leaf at the bottom left.
Still to go.
Oh, love. Can you open the door for us?
The dryad complies. She gets up. She leaves her friend mid-conversation, who stays frozen there mid-conversation. She lies.
She'll get back to
walks across, swaying her hips as she goes.
Ooh,
She
don't look time.
delicately puts her hand into the relief. And then she sways back and sits back down on the bench and resumes her frozen conversation with her companion.
Right. Well, there's just a rose left, and I don't know if you know, but roses don't talk. So
So can you just pick it up then?
Garlic goes and plucks the closest rose. They break it off with my hammer.
No, don't aggravate them.
the rose screams, and then like a giant stone creature comes out and impales you.
That's
on
what I'm
the
scared of
thorn.
happening.
So are you heeding his advice or not?
And must do it. And then I say,
Think
okay,
carefully.
what's
I don't
your
want to be
option?
bludgeoned by stone statues.
What's your option then?
What is the hole in the door shaped like?
Is there a pot?
It's like
Is
a rose
the flower part of like a pot or something you can pick up?
You could pick up the rose bushes.
Just
you
pick up
probably
the rose
need-
bush
you
and
probably-
push
all
one
four
of the
you, all four of you
petals.
would need to
Okay.
get
Okay,
together.
let's do
I'll
this.
care for my hammer away.
All right, boys, lift with your
Girls.
legs, not with your back. And
Lift with your ass.
So you guys all pick up this rose
You
bush,
scruffle.
and you it's quite awkward because it's a big rose bush is full of you, and you have to try and like maneuver it to get the one leaf.
just look for like, hang on.
No, go up, no, you go up, other way, turn, no, turn the other way.
Pivot!
But after,
Couldn't we just ask a fairy? Ow! Thorns are also stone.
after a bit of finessing, you get the leaf into the emboss, and you get a and then, and the door sort of swings open ever so gently.
Okay, we can probably just
Put
put
this damn rose bush down.
Yes.
And then Crackle look back and just say like, "Oh, cheers, fellas."
If you want to move the rose bush, you can do it yourself. Bye.
Father's listening
Rose
to the
bush is-
unicorn. Like, is he saying?
Can you imagine like the rose bush just like picks itself up and like
He hands himself and walks back.
Balgar is expecting anything like that.
So, leaving that room behind, the door swings open to reveal a large circular room with tall natural stone ceilings curving up to the center. A magical light
dome.
with no identifiable source emanates from the center of the ceiling, making this room surprisingly well lit. A circular row of beautiful living rose bushes thrive by the light in the center of the room, fed by a slow, steady stream of water dripping off stalactites on the ceiling above.
Have we seriously come across this cave's hydroponic garden?
The cascading water creates a watery mist which fills the room with arcing rainbows and a refreshing coolness. All along the outer wall in this circular room are carved stone doors. In the center of this room is a stone statue of Elgar the Earthfist. So there's
Oh, is this
I'll draw a small version of it. So it's
Maybe
like
this is Elgar's actual rest.
circular room. You guys have come in from there, and then there's like doors all the way around here.
Someone put like a sticker or
another door
something on the
there.
door we came from.
There's
Okay.
like
So as we come in, I'll cast Mold Earth, which lets me draw on stone, and I'll like slap it with my hand.
what are you doing?
Onto the door.
Onto the door we came
Okay.
from,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's got my handprint on it for the next hour.
That's a mean slap you got there.
So in the center is Elgar the Earthfist, and he appears to be sitting on a simple stone throne. Think like the Lincoln Monument, right? But life size, not huge. He's sitting there, and there's a stone staff nestled in his lap, so he's holding it like this. The staff appears to be separately carved from the statue, and it is a long staff. It has 3 bands on it, and it curls into a large spiral at the top, going inwards. Wrapped around in the center, what appears to be a very old, broken twig that's clearly made out of wood. And he's just sitting there like this, fallen in the stone.
Can I see the brother that we're ostensibly looking for?
Goward.
Yes.
Howard.
Goward is nowhere to be seen, but make an investigation check.
I just remembered we're looking for someone.
Yeah, I also forgot, like, why are we even here?
3, so 20.
You see footprints in the dirt in the floor. They appear to be coming from this door. They're all along here. They're all along here. They're all along here. And they're all along here.
He'd be busy. Walking up and
Not
down.
busy enough. Otherwise.
Haven't managed to get
But
this.
there's no obvious sign of him.
Can I tell with my fabulous perception, or investigation, whatever, which way he left?
Footprints appear to terminate here at this.
Alright.
These things are not actual doors. These are just stone carvings of doors. This is an actual door, and this you can see is an actual door. But all along here, they appear to just be carvings of stone doors, all looking basically identical.
Alright, so I tell everyone what I see about, what's his name, Goward's entrance and retreat, or exit.
Oh, so
But I am also curious about this twig. I have a thing for the missing staff that we're also kind of looking for, the rod.
The staff of
So
Evergreen.
where are you going, Beldegar?
I'm walking up to Algar to inspect, not to touch anything or to like, grope Algar, but to
Can I-
look at the thing in the staff.
Can I suggest something
Yes.
before you go? Fly.
Lovely idea, actually. Yes, thank you. And I spread my wings a little and up I go. I'm hovering.
So you're hovering above the staff.
Trigger the
And
sky
statue.
trap and that just.
So what you can see is that
Dots.
the staff is made out of stone, but it's carved to look as if it's made out of wood, and it is separate to the statue. So even though it's sort of like slot into his handholds, it's separate, right?
I love when you use your handholds.
Then there's a big stone spiral at the top of the staff,
Tell me about the twig.
and then there's the twig. It looks like an ordinary piece of wood. Very old, but there's nothing immediately remarkable about it. Looking around at Goward's footprints, you can see that he also came towards here. He came around to look at the rose bushes. He came to look at the statue. He walked around a little bit like this, and then he ended up going towards that door.
Is that an actual door?
So, like,
That's one of the stone doors.
Stone
All of them
carvings,
are
yeah.
Stone carvings.
all right, kids, listen, there's an old twig in here. And I have a suspicion that this is something that Goward left in the old switcheroo. There was something valuable here. He took it and replaced it with, and it's not Indiana Jones. Nobody knows what that is. But yes, like that.
I mean, it might still be valuable.
It could be the real thing still. Could be.
Could be.
Could be.
Depends on how clever you think Damien is.
Damien. Argo's like, wait. Have I slept with this one? Do you want me to take the twig? It might be
Take it.
a trap.
Take it.
Couldn't hurt.
Yank the twig.
Probably won't hurt me. It could hurt you.
Don't yank the twig.
You're just like this whole time.
He likes it.
Okay. 1 second. Balgar is thinking.
Balgar.
Balgar is thinking.
Baldagar.
And before I do that, I cast False Life on myself.
Cool.
Wait, so are the footprints coming in from that door?
So Garlic, you're going to investigate, yes. The footprints appear to come from this, time.
So they come from
They
that
appear
door.
to come from this door, and as Beldegar explained to you, they seem to end in that door. That's where the trace.
So, and if that is not a door but a stone
It's a
carving,
stone carving, as far as you can see.
then where the fuck is he?
Goward, where'd you go?
Goward! I just call out Goward!
Your voice echoes and reverberates a bit around, but you don't hear a response.
Alright. I have cast False Life on myself.
Half-Life 2.
And I remove the twig from.
Where is everyone here? So you're there.
I'm hovering over there.
I think we're all by the entrance.
there. So you're there.
No, this is the entrance we
Yeah.
came from.
You went there to investigate the footprint.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and the other two of you are here.
I'm just
so-
in the doorway.
Okay. You yank the twig.
Gently, ever so gently, I
Pull it
remove it. Telling them what I'm doing. Like, you said we're doing it, we're doing it.
Pulling it.
There's a moment of
Check for traps.
tense silence, waiting for something to happen. Waiting for something to happen. Nothing happens.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
It's a fake twig. It's a fake twig.
I pocket the twig. Alright.
So what is that the only thing the statue's holding?
I
the
still
staff.
have
The
comprehend.
statue is holding the staff. The twig is
Oh.
twirled into the top of the staff.
Oh, okay.
I still have comprehend languages going as well.
Mhm.
Is this stone statue alive
I'm
as
going
well?
to speak to the statue.
Oh, yeah,
First, I'm
that's-
going to
That's the
try
thing we can do.
common. It's like, Algar, can you hear me?
There's no response or any movement.
I tried in Orin.
No response or any movement.
I tried in Abyssal.
Response or
Sounds
any
like I'm vomiting.
Nothing.
I tried in Primordial. I tried in Arakocra.
He essentially goes through the entire.
No, those are the ones
list.
that I can speak.
Oh.
Um,
I speak Gnomish to it. Hello!
Crack, could you try silvening it up? I can understand it. If I hear it, I can't speak it.
Okay. Hello, Elgar.
No response. Nothing.
Have we tried speaking stone person?
Touch the statue.
Isn't that gnomish?
Touch his head. You're flying up there. Touch his head.
You touch his head.
I'm down here. I'm
Get
short.
up there.
I don't want to climb.
While all this is going on, Garlic wanders over to the fake door and taps it with her hammer, which she's still wielding.
I love how Garlic's like main character trait is she just doesn't give a shit.
No.
The baddest
Like,
ass
what
old
if we
lady.
tore a leaf down and all of a sudden all these other things are like, oh no, we're evil, we must
It
be
would have
stopped.
happened, and we would have
It
won.
looks like just a carving on the wall. There doesn't appear to be any mechanisms or any handles or anything. It looks, in fact, indistinguishable almost from all the other ones around. You do notice that all of them in the center have a carving of a single rose.
Ooh, I touched the rose.
On the door, nothing happens.
Hit it with the hammer.
Take the twig and touch the
You
rose.
make a line,
I'm
a chip
using
line
adventure
going down the
game.
road.
Oh, I fucked it up. Oh, sorry.
What?
I broke the rose.
I hear her hitting the door. I do a quick check to see where everyone else is looking.
I'm looking at what Garlic's doing right
You're
now.
looking at Garlic.
I think I'm still shouting nonsense at Elgar's statue.
I grab his staff and I yank.
As you yank it, as it comes out of the first hand, Elgar's statue turns to look at you with a look of anger and hostility on his face as it's come out of the lower hand bracket. Do you continue?
I woke it up.
What?
It's looking directly at you and it's looking pissed off.
Do we want to fight a statue?
Like,
Yes.
Put it back! Put it back!
Can you hear me?
It's looking at you. Not saying anything.
Elgar, can you hear
It made like one jerk move and now it's frozen in that.
Leave it alone.
I don't want to fight a statue. I've only got a small hammer.
I have a thing for rods. So
Do birds even have penises? Yeah, Google.
They have cloacas, as we've firmly established.
I use a cantrip. I cast True Strike at him, still holding, not moving.
Okay.
True Strike.
I want to hide.
So I now know I have insight into his defenses.
Okay.
I'm pointing my finger at his face saying, can you talk while I'm casting it?
His defenses. He is basically like a construct, which means he has hardness 1, which means he's very hard. So even if you hit him, you're going to have to do very hard. You're going to have to hit him very hard.
It's very easy.
Otherwise,
So
that's all
hard,
you
you're
can
gonna
pick
have
up
to hit
from.
No resistances or immunities
You
that I...
don't pick up any resistances. Or he's immune to mind affecting effects because he's a construct, and like poison because he's a construct. And that's basically it.
Well,
Put it back.
Baldagar, just, I know you have a thing for rods, just put it back.
I
It's-
hold on to the rod
No.
for dear life, and I yank it and I go as high as I can.
Roll initiative.
Oh, fuck you!
As you continue to yank it, his
Witness
right
me.
arm that you've released
Witness me!
goes back like this in an aggressive position, just as the last bit of the rod is coming out of his last bit. Okay.
Damon, I just rolled my third one of the night.
Don't worry, I got it too. But I have a 5 because it's +3. Yes, bitches!
And I have 13.
Okay.
Slightly better this time.
So, most male birds don't have penises, they have cloacas
Should we
too.
have dinner? Is it ready?
Yes.
Oh
It
yes.
seems like a good
Yeah,
place
before
to-
we
Okay, make a
all
snappy,
die.
snappy sound and stop the remote.
During mating season, the cloacal openings of both male and female birds.
Means I roll my attack again. If I beat his AC, I do double damage.
My AC is 13, so chances are you'll beat it quite easily.
The crit confirmed.
How much damage do I take and what kind?
Slam, so bludgeoning damage.
Alright. I'm not resistant to bludgeoning damage.
You take 16 damage.
Holy Nelly!
You're unconscious.
I'm unconscious.
So, Belvedere.
No, wait. I have temporary hit points. Stop what you're doing, go back. I have temporary hit points because of the false life thing that I casted.
But thank you for your blessings.
Just on the off chance.
False life gave me 1d4 plus 4. I had a 2, 4, 6. So 18. I have how much? How many do I lose?
16.
I have 2.
Put the rod back.
Give him the fucking rod back.
For Christ's sake.
Sorry.
No, it's mine. How did he hit me though with his fist?
As it came out, he just came up and decked you.
All right.
I'll say it is your turn, and then we'll start the initiative.
Okay. So I have 2 HP. I'm here. He's seated. I'm here. He hit me, so I'm. Did I move from the hit, or did I just take damage hovering where I
Took
am?
the damage.
Oh, okay. No.
No pushback or
No
anything.
out for you.
But it's on the ground now.
No, I just apparently took the damage while I was hanging there. Tough guy like I am. 2 HP left.
If you want me to disadvantage you and hit you to the floor.
No.
If you don't give him the rod back, I'm not gonna fucking heal you.
How wide is this room? What's the radius?
The radius is probably about 50 feet.
50.
I just want to pause that.
Okay. So I...
Oh, no, sorry, the diameter.
The diameter is 50, so it's 25 radius.
25, 30 feet.
Okay, I have 25 feet walking speed. So, and I'm in the middle of the room. This door is still open, right? I fly through the door.
Back into the stone garden.
So just get just to the...
Yeah, for my action, I disengage so that he doesn't get an opportunity of attack.
And you
And
get to the door, essentially.
Get to the door
Okay.
with his wooden-looking stone staff. I'm
Got
saying,
it.
How heavy is that?
I don't know.
Is it slowing you down your flight?
We're not playing with encumbrance.
Are we
What's
not?
Garlic gonna do?
It's like a normal size staff. It's a bit heavier than a wooden
Maybe
one.
not attack it. Maybe it's only after this one.
But not incredibly heavy. Because the statue of Elgar is just a normal size statue.
Garlic hightails it towards that door as well. But I can only do 25. So
No, you'll get there.
I'll get there. Yeah.
Who is at the door?
Just,
Crack. I'm the only one in the room.
Okay, I just stand still. Don't move.
It's not a bear.
Who knows?
It's a golem.
It's a sentient golem.
Just make yourself really big.
Well, I don't have the staff. Maybe
Mr. Gnome.
I'll just make like this. So
no,
see,
no
I don't
staff.
have anything.
the golem gets up, runs after you.
Okay, cool. I was correct.
Does it go like a...
And I go, ha!
And it's gonna take...
What's its movement speed?
That's a good idea. Let's see if I can reach you.
And then it's gonna run all over.
Knowing that I'm in front of Garlic.
Yeah, so double move speed, it gets to you.
Gnomish shield. I've got a gnomish shield.
It gets to you and it's pursuing you. But it gets like just behind you. So it basically keeps pace with you. You fly over the bushes. It
Well, at
runs
least
around.
I'm now alone in the room,
Right
so
on
I
your
can
heels.
expect stuff.
How high is
Come
the
in,
garden room?
Like set to the side, let the thing run
The
through.
garden room is about as high as this room. It's just a normal sized room.
And he's a normal sized statue.
A normal sized person.
His room is actually higher then.
His room is higher, yes.
Okay, so I don't go through the door. I'm like, ha, fooled you, because I'm just at the door, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I go up as high as I can.
No, don't.
It's on your turn. Cool.
Yes.
Crack. You're at this door. Beldokar steals the staff, comes flying towards you, and then turns around straight up, and you just see this like angry fucking stone Elgar full tilt running towards you, and now looking up towards Beldokar.
Do I think I can take it?
I love you.
You saw it hit Beldokar, and it fucking decked Beldokar, right? And it's a person made out of stone.
Yeah, no.
I think mine
Apparently unarmed, but like it's punches.
Listen, she slapped a
Even
piece
if-
of rock and it has a
Even
handprint
if
in it.
even its fists seem quite
fisty.
fisty.
Okay, so
His hand holes.
I will step to the side. In theory, allowing him to pass, but then also casting entangling roots. No, just entangle. On the area that he's about to go into, which causes grasping weeds and vines to spread from the ground in a 20-foot square, starting from a point within range.
Okay, so around him.
The area around him is now difficult terrain, and he must succeed on a strength saving throw, lol, or be restrained by the entangling plants until the spell ends.
Strength saving throw.
With a DC of 12. He is going to pass that in his sleep.
If you have a base score of 20, that's plus 5, right?
Yes. Yeah, 18 is plus 4.
You need a d20.
No, I've got it.
Okay.
Yeah, he passes.
Okay, well, it's still difficult terrain, so we move it. Half speed?
Can't move, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, difficult terrain is half speed.
Good luck!
Thanks! I'm not coming down!
Yeah, well, he's only after you, so.
Garlic.
What's garlic gonna do?
Have fun healing yourself.
So
I've got
has he stopped at the entrance to try and?
He's looking up at Beldokar and the staff.
Which is out of reach!
Garlic goes and covers behind Crack.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay, sweet.
that's
Time.
Please just give him his stick back.
No! It's mine now.
I'm not healing you. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm not concerned about the situation. Is there anything interesting where he sat?
Doesn't appear to be, but you were previously looking at Garwood's footprints and stuff.
Yes.
And you do see that Garwood's footprints do lead towards the shrine, but they also lead off a little bit where he seems to have investigated these rose bushes, which are live rose bushes, by the way. not
Oh, okay. Do I see anything peculiar about these rose bushes?
Not from that distance when you're still off by the door.
I walk towards the rose bushes
An
and...
investigation check.
Okay. What is my investigation? Investigations plus 0. 16.
Looking at the rose bushes carefully from around where Garwood's footprints are, it appears that something's been picked off of one of the rose bushes. And I'll say that is your turn.
Yeah.
So, Elgar looks up, sees you flying in the air, takes his hand, grabs the wall, pulls out a chunk of rock from where the door frame is.
Fuck!
And he's gonna hurl it up in your direction. I'll say he'll do this at disadvantage.
Alright.
So,
You're gonna get fucking smashed by a
Nine.
rock.
Hell.
So 9.
9 hits.
No,
Doesn't
13.
So So
I have the staff, and I'm just gonna whack it back.
Lands on the floor. Dude, he's still looking fucking pissed off at you.
I'm trying to cast something. Is it magical, the stick that I'm holding? The staff. Can
you tell us something's magical?
I mean, I can try and cast a spell through it. A cantrip. See if it enhances it.
You do feel a magical resonance with it.
It's a great staff. I'm not giving it back.
It's mine. You can't have it.
You can't sort of figure it out what it is.
No, I don't. I don't have
But
identifier.
because he's not moving, he actually gets to throw another stone at you. I'm afraid. 2 attacks.
Wait, was it not a movement to pull some stone out of the wall?
Okay, sure. I'll give you that.
Thank me later.
Cool. So Beldegard, it is your turn.
All right. What to do? All right. So I'm going to try. Aha. I'm going to convert a sorcery point so that I have. Where are my sorcery points? So I regain a spell slot.
Okay.
Sorcery points. Yep. So I have an additional spell slot that's available to me. Then going to magic. I'll regain one of those. I cast False Life on myself again.
Okay.
So I get 1d4 plus 4 hit points back. 3 plus 4. So it's 7.
So now you're at 9.
And I do it through the staff to see if it enhances the thing. Does it enhance the effect?
Give me a second. It doesn't enhance the effect, but you can feel that the staff does have like magical lines or something running through it. But it doesn't enhance
This particular spell.
that particular spell. You'd have to spend a bit of time, you think, studying the staff before you can fully understand its powers and what it can do.
Alright, so that's my spell is the action then, and for movement. That door's closed.
On the far side, yes.
Yeah. I'm just as high as I can get into the zenith of this room.
So now you're basically on the ceiling.
Yeah.
That's as high as you can get.
At
Cool.
the nipple.
Crap.
So I can still see all of this going on through the door, correct?
You see the stone Elgar rip a chunk of the rock, throw it in the air. You don't hear anything, and it lands.
I don't see like a bloodied mass of bird tumbling to the
Blood
ground.
and feathers.
Yeah.
You hear a crack as he hits it with his staff, and it comes. lands
See
by
my
that
staff.
stone.
I'm emitting it with my staff.
The transitive property, you know.
Yeah. Ownership is 3/10 of the law. What?
Yeah. Okay, so Kaki's just going to say something along the lines of, oh dear. And then, in an attempt to prevent her feathery friend from being squished, she is going to cast a fog cloud on the dude, originating from his position. So I create a 20-foot radius sphere of fog centered on a point within range. The area is heavily obscured, and yeah, I think you can't see anything outside of it.
So what does that mean? He gets disadvantage.
Well, I mean, I don't know. If you can't see,
So he's blinded.
It's blind. So I'll basically say that it's like he gets double disadvantage then, right?
let me look it up then. Actually, while
Okay. Well, we have a while till we get to him anyway. Got it. This big bank of expands to fill most of the room.
I got you, boo.
Thanks!
Garlic is uninterested in joining this fight. He clings onto Crack's leg and is just chilling there.
It's fine. I think. I don't
So
know.
that leads us to Time Rosemary Bouquet.
Maybe if we give him the stick back, he'll tell
Fuck,
us.
I'm not giving him the stick back.
We can ask him to tell us ask him to indicate if he knows anything about the person we're actually looking for.
He didn't speak anything whatsoever.
He can indicate.
We're looking for the staff. I have a staff.
We weren't looking for a staff.
You might not have been looking for a staff.
I honestly am like this close to just heading him with guiding bolt. Anyway.
Maybe if you're gonna hit something, hit the statue. Just
No, because
before-
otherwise the
You
stone
can't
thing,
do the
and
statue,
I only
so you
have
must
one
have-
spell slot
And
left.
you also can't see Belfast,
Belfast.
so.
No, Belder's above the fog, I'd say.
Oh,
Fog's
okay.
20
No,
feet.
true. True.
Yeah.
I can just see legs. Very muscular legs.
You know what you like about them legs? Here, Annie, go give it a hug.
Nah, I don't want to touch it. I'm scared it's gonna think I'm attacking it. Okay. So the footprints seem to end at that position over there.
So the footprints end at the stone door.
Yeah.
You can see that Garwood did come here and appears to have picked a rose.
But I don't want to pick a rose because what if it's like, oh, Goward picked a rose. Stone statue got mad. Picked up Goward, that's why there's no footprints. And
Swallowed him all.
yeah, something like that. I don't
Just
know.
pick the rose.
Made him
Jump in the
disappear.
fog. Pick the rose.
I don't want to pick a rose. You can pick a rose.
I'm hiding behind Crack.
Well, then you can't say shit.
This gnome auntie is out here.
I want to walk around the perimeter of the rose bush to see if I can see anything.
Make an investigation check.
This is like the weirdest fight. It's like two people are actively like like with the giant thing, and two others are just like nope.
No.
Fuck,
No.
7. 7.
So you don't see anything unusual. Like,
Fuck.
other than the battle currently going on,
I'm distracted by
everything
that.
seems normal, perhaps suspiciously so. Like, there's no signs of any other battle having
Okay, can I not break off anything and just like lightly touch a rose?
Just feels like a normal rose.
I
Nothing
touch it
happens.
slightly harder.
Nothing happens.
Okay.
Just feels like a normal rose.
You can. I'm not going to. I've already seen what happens if we mess with
That
things.
guy.
I mean, the worst has already happened.
Thomas, did you figure out what the consequences are for him?
Yeah, anyone in an area of heavily obscured area is effectively blinded, can't see, automatically fails any ability check that requires sight. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have
So it's
disadvantage.
going to be double disadvantage. Okay. Disadvantage, disadvantage. Okay.
So
So,
I must roll
So
three
what does
dice.
that mean?
so 13, 24, and 18. Do any of those hit? 13, 24, and 18.
Those
No.
all hit.
13 hits.
13 hits. Okay, so he picks up the stone and throws it through the fog, and it hits you for 7 damage.
7 damage.
Yeah, the stone comes up and it's like a big hunk of the wall that he's thrown in the air, and this time it connects and hits your shoulder with a loud crack. You now have 5 HP left.
2.
2 HP. Ooh, yeah. Okay. It is now.
Good going,
it is now your turn,
Aldegar.
Aldegar.
I go land next to this one.
Now I walked around the perimeter. I'm not there anymore.
Alright, I go land next to that door then.
The far door.
Yeah, the
Okay.
far door.
So you managed to get across there.
I try to open it.
It's unlocked. You open it, and what you see in front of you is a big square room with evenly spaced pillars that are carved to look like trees, and as they go up to the ceiling, there's like branches and like a tree canopy forest on the top of the ceiling, but you can see it goes far quite, and it looks quite square. And I think that's as far as you can get on your turn, opening the door and flying all the way there.
Well, I could probably cast a cantrip or something.
Sure, what do you want to cast?
Something silly. Message.
Cool.
And I'm sending Crack a message
Hi.
saying, this is a cool room, it has trees, and because I'm casting a spell, I get tempestuous magic, which then whoops, lifts me into the air 10 feet.
Cool.
So I'm hovering in the other room now.
I'm so glad to be your technicality.
I chose you.
Crack, it's your turn.
Okay. So the situation as is he is in the room with me in the main chamber.
Who's he?
No, I'm in this room.
All the guys just jump off into the other room, which is like this stone forest.
Okay, so
And I'm hovering in the canopy.
is there anyone left in this room with the golem?
Garlic is in there.
Behind you.
Garlic's behind you, and then Time Rosemary Bouquet is like around the back here, busy smelling the roses.
Okay, I close the door.
You close the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you inside or outside the room?
I'm inside the main chamber.
Okay, so you close that door.
Yes.
Alright.
And then I will follow you. I will shake you off my legs. Like, come on. Oh no, actually, can I pick you up?
You can pick me up.
Okay, so the room's about 50. The room's about 50 in diameter, right?
Yeah.
So you can get. I don't know what your movement speed is.
30 feet.
Okay, so you can get about halfway across because you also have to close the door.
Sure. So I do that.
So you get like about halfway. Are you going around this way, or are you going around the back way where Time Rosemary Bouquet is?
The back. What are you doing? This is
Where's the golem?
The golem is right there in the fog of clouds, like just by the door. You have to walk behind the golem, past him through the mist.
Oh, I thought I was closing him in the other room.
No, he's still in the main chamber.
Oh, okay. In which case, I don't bother closing the door.
And you've made it entangled, by the way, so is it still difficult terrain for you?
Well, I see not for me, but maybe.
Usually it's not for the druid, it's for...
Everyone else, okay. Oh, good for Garlic, yeah.
Which is why I'm picking her up.
Garlic, yeah.
You're gonna
I
pick your garlic up.
Yeah, so I can only move 15 feet if I've got her anyway,
Sure.
I guess. Like,
Sure.
anyway, I move 15 feet.
Okay, so you get a quarter of the way around the room.
Yeah.
You're like halfway between the golem and Time Rosemary Bouquet now.
God, you're heavy. I thought you were small.
I'm carrying lots of like statuary and shit.
What
in
is
my
this?
pocket.
So, garlic.
Is this coins? Have you got coins on
No,
you?
you've still got that egg statue following you in the face.
Other than statues, I've got all sorts of shit in my skirts.
You realise this probably used to be alive.
No, not from the main. That
Not from
chamber,
that
the
one.
temple. From when you met the Fae.
That was from
So
outside.
you're literally carrying around boulders
Rocks,
for
yeah.
no reason.
Rocks, yeah.
That's insane.
So I can sell it later.
It's not what not that valuable.
It is valuable.
Oh.
It's a statue that you stole.
Statues, beautiful statue. You just don't appreciate art. Put me down, you thug.
Right, Garlic,
I am a
it's your
smelly
turn.
Russian druid who lives in the forest. So
Garlic goes up to the rose that Time is busy smelling and plucks it.
Okay, you pick the rose. Nothing happens. Nothing untoward happens.
And I'd like to head to this wall here, but I don't think I'll get there.
So I'll say you get basically just towards the door, but not quite there.
Not quite
And
there.
next turn you'll be able to.
Okay, right.
So you're like there now,
Isn't that me?
and you're there now.
That's one.
You are there. You guys are sort of there together. All right. Time Rosemary Bouquet.
Why are we encouraging his behavior? We can sell it. I'm
mean,
saying. I'm not.
Technically, I was encouraging it.
Yeah, no.
Well, I'm the only one
You're the only
shouting like a
sensible one,
bored
yeah.
housewife.
If the shoe.
So, Garlic snuck up behind you and just doink, plucked the rose you were smelling and ran around.
And do I realize something's happening?
You saw her pluck the rose, and you saw
Yeah.
her run towards the door where you just were.
Oh.
You got like a pair of secateurs.
Yeah, from my
like-
my voluminous pocket.
Yeah.
Okay, but I don't notice anything strange.
Nothing strange appears to be.
Okay, so I follow Garlic to the other door thing.
Okay.
This,
No.
That one.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
This is you.
That's me.
Yeah, and I follow Garlic.
Which one is you again?
That's garlic. Time Rose Mubuke.
No, I don't
That's
want.
the white
Time
one.
Rose Mubuke is hot on her heels. This is
Correct.
Crack. That's you, Beldegar.
Yes.
So, Beldegar,
Hovering in the air.
And I just say, what are you doing?
you're in this
Doing my
room.
thing.
So it's quite a breathtakingly beautiful room with these evenly spaced columns that have been carved into the trees. As you sort of like now 10 feet in the air, hovering there, you can see on the right wall there appears to be a statue or carving or something on the right. You can't quite see through the links, but there's something over there. To the left, you can see a door. Straight in front of you, it just ends with a wall, a stone wall. A smooth stone wall, not appears to be made out of any bricks or anything, but just one stone wall. Probably about this distance.
I cast message again to you.
Hi.
It's like, okay, so Crack, this is a gorgeous room. Lots of trees. Stone trees, but beautiful.
And then you shut up and you just go straight upwards.
I'm right up there, but there's a door to the left and a statue to the right. Just so you know.
Cool.
Okay, so
Sorry.
in the bathroom.
Dramatic pause.
Dramatic pause!
40.
And all of a sudden everyone freezes.
The character continues to lie on the couch.
That's a good idea. Cup of tea. Do you like your pickle, Rick?
I do, thank you.
What kind of cheese? I don't think I'm going to go for another green one. So, what are you having?
I'm with Bill Gray.
Yes, that's a good idea. I'll have an Earl Grey as well. Pop-a-doo. It doesn't need the remaining vegetables that didn't go in. Okay, dramatic pause. Done. The DM's back. Hey, love, my
Hey.
DM's back.
So, Beldegar, what are you up to?
I cast message relaying everything about the room to my friend Crack.
Counts as a move action?
No, that's just a
Standard action.
that's just a cantrip. It's just a free action.
Okay.
I mean, can I not? I'm in the previous room still.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I as high as I can get in this room?
Like 10, 15 feet, that's about it.
I hide in the canopy.
It's made out of stone, there's not really anything to hide. It's like just carved.
So there's no 3D carving going on. I can't slip in something.
Just like, yeah, grip on and then.
All right,
hang like a bat.
Think of like those like arched ceilings of cathedrals and stuff.
All right.
But it's just carved to look like a tree canopy.
Okay. So for half my movement, I will go down towards the statue
Okay.
to get a better look.
So looking at this statue, you can see now it's a statue of Arwenwell. And she appears to be sitting atop a throne of flowering vines. She has a thorny crown of roses in her hair, and one hand outstretched as if commanding the forest forth. You do see some writing underneath the statue, inscribed underneath it. And it says, because you can still comprehend languages, right? Show your allegiance to our Wenwell, guardian of the green. Receive her blessing and be welcome here.
I'm bleeding from the beak, right? Because I have 2 hit points left.
You probably oozing blood.
So I'm oozing, I'm hemorrhaging. I'm doing a quick calculation. It's like, okay, I'm halfway here, halfway back makes me up. 1 more hit, I'm done. So I land and I put the statue in the hand.
Staff.
outside. The staff. I
In
put
her
the staff in
outstretched
her
hand.
outstretched hand.
Okay, it doesn't fit, it's not like an obvious fit, right?
Mm.
You do manage to like, balance it.
I'm assuming that she's going to grab it, and then I prostrate myself in front of her
She doesn't grab it, but you do manage to put it on there.
and prostrate myself.
Uh,
Full movement and action then.
nothing happens.
I'm just going to lay there for a bit.
Okay, that's your turn.
Just drape yourself, like,
Crack.
I'm like, oh, holy Arwen will accept the staff.
I follow them in.
You
To
follow.
the room. I follow
Beldegar.
Beldegar into this room.
Okay, you come into the room, you see a beautiful stone forest. You just at like the entrance now, you can see Beldegar landed off to the right, prostrated in front of something, but you can't quite see what it is.
Why can I not see what it is?
There's a stone trees are in the way.
Oh, okay. So I'll
It's like
move.
that.
They're on 3D, but they're still in the way.
I'll move towards Beldegar.
So that'll be your double movement then.
Okay, sure.
So you get there and you see the same thing. And you can read Sylvan, so you can read the same thing in Sylvan underneath the statue of our Wenwell, which says, show your allegiance to our Wenwell, guardian of the green. Receive her blessing and be welcome here. And you can see that Beldegar's now balanced the staff on her hand.
Precarious.
Yeah. And he's like prostrated himself in front of her.
Wings out and all.
Wings out and all. I am as devoted as they come. What are you doing? Taking a break.
Oh,
Yeah. Showing allegiance to our wedding wall.
It's a statue.
So was the previous one.
Fair point. All right. Well, that's my double move, so I can't do anything.
Okay, garlic.
Garlic takes the rose that she's plucked and
Oh yes.
puts it on the rose shaped carving
And
on
I'm
the wall.
waiting in suspense.
Garlic, as soon as you touch the rose, stretched out to touch the carving, crack, garlic disappears.
Poof!
You mean time?
Sorry, time. Garlic disappears.
What the fuck?
Oh, garlic!
What the fuck?
Garlic,
Yeah.
Just
You
like you've been chased by a
feel
giant
like a
stone
sudden
statue.
whooshing
Your friends
and
just
like
disappeared into
you
thin
get
air.
this tunnel
Like-
going, all the things going past you, as if you're like falling into the
It's been a
room.
hard day.
You basically pass through it, emerge on the other side,
Oh, I'm so gonna die.
and you emerge into a small cavern, conical shaped, so getting bigger like this.
Mm-hmm.
And you're at the back, and you're not sure what's behind you. You can see some stone steps going up. All around this cavern are tons of like roots and earthy roots, and they all sort of go in towards the conical shape and then come back towards like this. So they go around in a big cone and then loop back in, forming like another inner cone. Affixed to that is a single piece of wood with a single bud attached to it. And there you see, as you watch, it gets pulled out, and you see a hand emerge holding the shard, and then an arm, and then a shoulder, and then the entire body of Goward sort of reveals himself, de-invisibilizes, and plucks it.
But he's alive.
Yeah.
He's alive.
He's got the rod
You can see he's wearing his like blue things, but it looks dirty and wrinkled and disheveled. Around his waist, you can see he's tied the dismembered limb of that fawn you saw outside.
Oh, he's a wrong end.
His hair, which is usually well kept, looks messy.
And
He
he's-
turns around and he sees you, and you can see he has a wild look in his eyes.
As he's plucking the rose.
He plucks it, he looks at it, and then he turns turns around to look at you. A huge smile on his face, with like a bit of mania in his eyes. You see Time Rosemary Bouquet's books over there, also tied around his waist. And you see a single rose on his lapel in there.
So he's got a shard of what we believe to be the staff.
Oh, maybe.
Or Wenwolf's staff.
So that'll be your
That's
turn.
my turn.
Time Rosemary, you just disappeared. Time Rosemary Bouquet.
Okay, I'm like, fuck, okay, cool. I quickly, like, grab a rose on the edge of the bush, go to touch, and then...
And you go, and you...
It's the gnomes against the world.
Fuck, yeah!
You suddenly
While the rest of
feel,
the...
Time,
No.
like, push into you from the back and stumble forward and push you forward. And he, like, just...
Wait.
like,
Clumsy boy. Clumsy boy.
What is this? I'm so confused!
The time you see your books.
Books!
And that is...
Is that all I can do now?
That is your turn, yeah.
Okay.
There's movement, action to pick.
Yeah.
Action to... The thing goes doof, 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 doof. And sort of makes his way just prior to the door entrance, so behind you. Crack. But that's as far as you can get with his double movement. Beldegar. Nothing appears to be happening.
Oh dear, Beldegar.
I take out the twig that was in the staff
Uh-huh.
and I balance that on her lap. The statue's lap. Because she's sitting, right?
Yeah.
I'm not balancing it on her head, although that would be nice, but no.
Because she knows you're a meanie who
Make a
just
perception
takes
check.
people's sticks.
That's a 9 plus... Oh, sorry, it's an 8.
8.
My passive perception is 9.
Mm-hmm. So nothing happens, you don't feel anything, you don't see any movement, nothing appears to be happening. You can hear as the stone golem is running from the side.
Oh no.
Anything else you want to do? You could still have a movement, I would say.
Yeah, I still have the movement and an action, right? So I look at Craig and like, okay, here's what we got. We've got a faintly magical staff.
Would you insist on holding?
No, which is now balancing on Owenwall's hand.
Which, let's be honest, you ripped from the hands of a magically animated construct, so
Yes.
perhaps that's why it's faintly magical. You did.
Still, it's a faintly magical staff.
Lovely, wonderful. We're about to get our heads caved in.
Give it back.
Remember, okay, 6 seconds. Now it is your turn, Crack.
Alright, my crack will be on.
Your crack.
Crack also make a perception. Looking to beat a 15.
18.
Yes. You hear the stone golem charging up behind you, but you also hear noises coming from the door to the left on behind you. So there's a stone golem coming from the right, but you can hear noises coming from behind you.
Do I recognize what the noises are?
It's the sounds of multiple things moving,
Oh,
footsteps and those sorts of things.
Y'all gonna die. Y'all gonna die. The gnomes are gonna be left alone.
You're literally.
Can I grab the staff from our Wenwolf's outstretched hand and throw it at the dude, at the golem?
Sure.
Like, here, take it.
You pick up the staff and you throw it at the dude. Okay. He's running forward, catches it in a hand.
Quite nimble for a construct.
Oh.
Garlic and Time will come back to you. Elgar will come back to you because you're like quite separate at the moment. So
Yeah.
Elgar grabs the staff, immediately stops, and begins walking back to sit by the
Literally
throne.
all you had to do.
So now this is going to be a bit tricky because you guys are split.
Wasn't it fun though?
As you're watching,
Yeah, and you
Elgar
guys don't know
walk
where
back,
we are.
Walk back with the staff, bursting in from that other door
Oh,
Oh,
comes Frisia, Azata, 2 fawns, no, 3 fawns, one of which looks pretty badly damaged and injured,
Yeah.
and 2 sort of dryads, big, muscular, like bark-like, thick dryads.
Muscular, eh?
Well, I don't know what they would be.
Woody,
Because why not?
so to speak.
So, as Azata sweeps in, she's now got big, her like dragonfly wings fluttering. She flies in. She's wearing what looks like a plate mail, only it's made out of wood. And she has a glimmering crystalline sword in hand. She's followed in promptly by the serpentine Frisia, still has her harp, and then these 3 fawn, one which looks injured, and 2 which look these like thick-limbed tree-like dryads, right? They assess you momentarily. They look pretty pissed off. With the 2 of you, they look pretty pissed off. There's a brief second of interchange between Frisia and Azata. You don't hear anything, they don't say anything.
Damn, I could understand it if we heard it.
Okay. They don't say anything. Azata leaves immediately, followed by 2 of the fawn and 1 of the dryads. 1 fawn, 1 dryad stays behind with Frisia. And Frisia turns to you. And she says, "Your friend, where is he?"
I've got a couple. You may want to be more specific.
Do not toy with me. You should have heeded the blessing.
Oh, that's what that was. Some blessing. Gave me a hell of a headache.
I'm listening.
I mean, listen, when you say friend, who do you mean?
I'm here.
He's less a friend, more of an acquaintance.
But I am here. In case you were wondering about me. This is where I am.
You know the one which attacked my sibling.
Oh, the bloke from town that we were looking for.
Coward.
She's looking at you.
Or the cleric.
Cut
Yes,
to the nose.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. No, we have no idea. We came in looking for him so we could return him to his brother. There were some footsteps in the footprints in the room prior to there, before my idiot friend here, sorry, acquaintance.
I'll go with
decided
idiot
to-
friend.
Decided to set a golem rampaging, and yeah, that's about where we got up to.
So, she says to you, "You should have heeded the warning. You should not be here. Yield, and you and your friends may yet live." And we'll leave it at that for now, while you and Beldegar can message each other.
And meanwhile, we wish we could heal at the moment.
Back to the gnome.
Back to the gnomes. Garlic and Crack, you are in there. Garwood
Garlic
has
and crack,
plucked,
gnomes on the job.
Garwood has plucked this shard with a single bloom on it, and he turns to you, and then like he doesn't recognize you, and then he's like a little bit quizzical, and he's like, "Hello, what are you doing here?"
I'm here for my books.
And he's like, he looks a bit confused, and he's like, "Oh, I suppose I don't need them anymore." Yeah, he throws them towards you.
I catch them because I like my books.
He's looking slightly confused at what the 2 of you are doing here.
What is that? What are you doing? Explain yourself.
He looks at
Spell
the
your
shard and
arms.
says, This is the culmination of my years of work. This will vindicate my reputation. It's what I have been searching for years, for decades, and finally it is in my grasp.
Quite literally.
My dear boy, you are a boy, right? Yeah. He's like,
I'm a
my dear
man.
boy,
Oh,
this-
young
This
man.
is nothing but a shard of the staff
Man.
of the evergreen. I believe it was called the Bloom Shard.
Do I know any of what he's saying at the moment?
So you know the staff of the Evergreen
Yes.
was Arwenwell's staff, to slay the Undying One.
Ah, yes.
And it shattered when she killed the Undying One.
Yeah.
Or stopped.
So you suspect that this is one of those pieces.
Yes.
That's what Garwood's telling you as well. Like, this is a piece of Owen's staff.
He looks towards the two of you and he's like, hang on, did my brother send you?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
he's
he did.
very worried.
And you should go home right now.
Silly old Gawain. He always did
Wait,
doubt.
you are.
Oh, we're-
Gawain is the brother. He always did doubt my. He always did doubt my competency, but I suppose I've proved him wrong. I've proved them all wrong.
Well, what are you planning on doing with this shard?
Oh no.
Firstly, we will return it back to the academy, prove to the other members that I am not insane. Well, then I suppose we should get the rest. But you are right, there's no need to dally here much longer. Are you able to return to the village without me, I trust?
We've got you by ourselves. I don't know what I'm very bad at pressure situations.
And it's just the two of you?
Just for now.
We have an army.
Is that what you say?
Yes. We have more people. And behind us, they're on their way.
Yeah.
Well then, let's go meet them, shall we? And he starts walking towards you guys. You can see behind you there's a replica of that stone door. He's going to pull out his rose. And he's going to be like,
Can I try knocking the rose out of his hand?
shall we? Sure, make a dexterity check.
What do you guys do this? Does anyone want to slice a cake?
Should we light it and
Yes,
happy
please.
birthday?
Yeah.
Let's light it.
Let's light the kite.
I'll keep the dexterity
Set it
for
on
after
fire.
cake.
Set it fire in its flesh.
Boil it
Roll your
warm.
dexterity check, Phil.
Burn the cake and use the many knives.
8.
So you're like a little gnome. So you're like, he's just like looking at you as if like not quite sure what to do. He touches the rose, he disappears. What
Fuck,
do
we
you
need to
do?
go after him.
I whip my rose out and follow.
Can I just grab hold of him so I
You
can...
grab hold of him.
Her.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, sorry podcast. Happy birthday to you.
Hip hip.
The time roast me bouquet.
Hurrah!
Blow them out.
Oh yeah.
Make a wish.
Okay, wait.
Leave him as long
Leave
as
them
you want.
burning, yeah.
No, I'm trying to think of a wish.
Let it all burn.
Okay.
Beautiful!
Yay! I'm clapping for myself.
Well done. You're clearly still alive.
Do you want a piece with a star on it?
Yes,
Okay.
because I've got such star power.
Because you are a star.
Oh.
I'm the star. No,
You are-
I'm the star.
You are a star, sweetie.
Aww.
So,
Does it taste like coffee?
it does taste like
I'm happy.
well, it's a cake I've never made before, so hopefully it tastes like coffee.
It should.
Well, yeah, it's cake, so I'm happy.
I made the icing.
Ooh, you made the pink icing.
It's a Swiss meringue buttercream icing.
Oh, what does that
Right.
It's
mean?
made out of real Swiss people.
It means delicious. And yes, chewy Swiss.
Ooh, sorry.
It's a good one.
It's nice. You can still taste a bit of coffee in it.
Good.
It's a coffee cake.
It's very cinnamony as well. I like it.
That's nice. I like it.
So if all else fails, we can open a bakery.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
And I'll be Phil the stock boy.
You need to have more ambition, man.
Yeah, no, seriously. I mean,
I was like, head chef.
I'm thinking marketing.
No, 'cause like-
the marketing.
Because someone needs to do those shit. So I'm willing to take one for the team.
Well done.
This is South Africa. We hire brown people for that stuff.
Yeah, job
We're
description.
we're not still recording, are we?
Yes,
We are still recording.
Almost. You're gonna create another.
Didn't say
Internet
anything.
scam.
Weird.
Oh, I think I gave myself too much, man.
You give me.
We're all coming back in a second. We're ready now.
Yes.
So,
We go.
as you port back into the central room,
This is yummy.
you do that just as Izata comes flying into that central chamber.
We're trying to stop him.
Elgar has sat down now with the staff in hand
No.
again. Azata comes flying in. These two fawn with their spears and this one dragon, and the four of them all surround you. Azata raises her sword. She's still sort of in flight, and she points it toward Garland. You can see her eyes sort of widen slightly as she takes him in, noticing the dismembered limb still attached to his belt, and him cradling the bloom shard in his right hand. She looks at him and she says, "You will return that which you have uprooted, and then you will answer for your crimes, the murder of my son. Cooperate, and your death will be merciful." And then she swings and points to you. "And you, yield, and you and your friends may live."
Yield.
Yield. The gnomes yield.
The gnomes yield immediately.
What did Beldegar and Crack do in response to Frisia?
Playing along as little kittens.
I'll yield. You seem large and powerful and angry.
So, the two of you yield.
I'm going to ask her if she knows anything about the stick on Arwen's lap. It's an old piece of wood that's been lying around. Do you want it?
A decoy. And as she seems like she's about to talk to you, she hears Azata shouting in the other room. She immediately goes off to that room, followed by one of the fawn, and she indicates to the dryad, "Watch them." And she
Is it
leaves.
the hurt one that's with us?
No, the fawn's gone. The dryad are these like
The
big
big one.
wood-like. So, let's put that down for a moment.
I get comfortable on the floor.
Go wait, I just make sure
You
Jen's
rustle it.
I do the chicken thing. It's like, yes.
So,
I roost.
so Zata's pointed her sword at Garwood, and she says, "You return that which you have uprooted. Answer for your crimes, the murder of my son. Cooperate, and your death will be merciful." Garwood sort of stares back at her, like a bit amazed and bemused, and he's like, "Ha ha ha ha! Return it? After what have I been through? I'm afraid I will have to respectfully decline."
I'm like,
Azata gracefully lands down, coming closer to Garwood, onto the floor. Her feet touch down on the floor. "Foolish human, you do not know what you are meddling with." Garwood points the branch towards Azata. "That's close enough, fairy. Stay back, I am warning you." What about the two of you?
bitch, fuck him up.
No, listen, we better help the fairy lady.
Yes.
Okay.
So is he in front of us now?
Garwood's just in front of the two of you.
Can I strike him with my mace?
You want to try striking with your
Because
mace?
he's facing away from me, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to strike him with my mace.
So it's a surprise
Okay.
attack.
Surprise
Surprise
attack.
attack. And can I strike at the same time?
Cool. Roll, both of you roll attack rolls.
Because I got my
get
special sword.
Please, please,
So
dice.
surprise attack, they get advantage.
Do we, yeah, we got advantage. Yeah.
12 plus. Where's my attack?
Ah, fuck. 15.
Miss.
Where do you see attack?
You rolled twice, eh, Robbie?
I have only rolled once.
You look at the weapon that you're attacking with,
Oh, yeah, okay.
and it has a plus under hit DC.
DC, yeah.
Where's my short
Can you assist, maybe?
I'm not really comfortable.
Okay, so it's 12 plus 4.
What's going to miss?
Oh, fuck.
The two of you swing. Garwood turns like to dodge out of your way, and as he's doing this, Zata takes that as a signal and leaps forward towards him, sword drawn back. He looks around behind you. He misses you. He sees Zata coming back. And as he does, he says, "I said stay back!" And a beam of pink light bursts out of the shard and hits Azata square in the chest.
No, Dada. Okay.
She freezes mid-plant, like mid-charge. There's a moment of sort of tenseness.
The gnomes fuck everything up.
And then she sort of slowly takes her hand away from where this beam of light hit her, and she looks at it with like a bit of horror, and as she turns it, you see a single bloom emerging out of her palm, a little bud, and it gets bigger and bigger, and then erupts into a rose petal. The rose flower stays there for a bit before shimmering, disintegrating a bit, and the petals disintegrating and falling to the floor. And as you look, you see petals erupting,
No!
blooming over her face and arms, and you can see movement underneath her.
What
her,
a
like,
freak way to die.
her clothes and armor. And as this is happening, Frisia runs into the room at that time, and Azata turns to look at her, and she takes one step in Frisia's direction, and as she does, her leg gives way underneath the weight of her body, and her whole body just collapses into the floor, into like a dust
Theatrics!
And they,
I get so emotional.
all that remains now of Azata is this pile of rose petals in her vaguely form as she's collapsed, and her armor.
So that's why you bought that whole bouquet of roses that we have sitting in the house.
Garwood,
Bitch!
Garwood looks quite horrified at this at the minute, and he's like, I didn't. Then he closes his mouth, and a sort of stern look comes over his face. I told her to stay back. Before any of you can react, he casts a spell and pops out of existence.
Fuck!
It might just be invisibility.
As he pops out of existence, you see. Are you trying to eat the flower?
Yes.
Okay. As he pops out of existence, you see Frieza, like a snake striking, slams towards where Garwood was, between the two of you, but she just hits the wall instead. And you see her fists clenched against the wall, and like a look of like anger and sorrow and tears streaming down her face. And then she sort of composes herself, and she slowly slithers, ignoring the two of you, towards this pile of petals that is now all that's left of Azata.
I have no idea any of this is going on.
Well, at
Yeah,
this
we're
stage,
sitting rum-a-rum
and
and
you
ding-ding.
hear that, and you see this bright pink beam come shooting out. The dryad with you turns and immediately just abandons the two of you. What do the two of you do?
I'll be followed.
Right?
You followed, and to see Crack and Garlic.
And I'm just destroyed.
Garlic and Thyme.
Wait, but they're in this room here.
No, we
No,
were
we're
there,
back,
we got
we're
back.
Oh, they're over there.
Rosemary and Thyme standing there with like Frieza in between them, hitting the wall, their shoulders sunk, looking very tense. No Garwood. You don't know that they've even been anywhere. They're just standing there by the
door.
What happened to Azata?
Where is his
You see the pile of
petals?
petals, and now you can see her crystalline sword still lying there, her armor. Frieza slowly turns and slithers and sort of bends down. She picks up a handful of the petals there and sort of like runs them between her hands like this.
Then she picks up some more of the petals and she slowly starts slithering towards you. And as she does, she begins talking and she says, "For 900 years we have defended this place. It's not a long time for us, Fae, but it is long enough to fall in love. We were to be here for 1,000 years, protecting that which your human friend has now taken." And as she's going around, she's giving you all a petal and then like closing it in your hands. And she says, "For 947 years we have protected this place. There is a war going on. A war going on beneath our feet. A war that this forest has been winning, but can only win with the help of that shard. And now that it is gone, the forest will begin to lose. You must retrieve that shard. Bring that man to justice. This is the boon I ask of you. Will you accept it?"
Yes.
Yep.
And by the way, that guy is not our friend.
Crack just doesn't say anything, just looks like he was like,
It's not our friend. Not at all.
Good. Azata saw something in you. I am not sure what, but she was always a good judge of character. Come, there is much to discuss. And she leads you guys out of the tomb, through the rose garden and the stone statues,
The rose bush that we
cave, back up past the bear traps and up towards the rose bush. Here she pauses to scoop up the fallen fawn, and she hands it over to the 3 remaining fawn, who head off with the corpse. As she's walking, she begins to talk to you guys and explain how the Fae came to be in this forest. How almost 900 years ago they were summoned by Elgar to protect the Bloom Shard. They were summoned to stay here for 1,000 years. As long as the Bloom Shard remains here, the forest would continue to fight. Slowly, in timescales much beyond those of mere mortals, the undead denizens that lurk beneath its roots. The Undying One's army never truly died, but over time, and through the processes of nature, it has slowly been disintegrated, absorbed, and dismembered. That process can only continue with the shard. The shard is what gives this forest its regenerative powers. With it taken, the forest will die, and the army will resurface. As you guys are walking, you're a little bit surprised that the journey seems a lot quicker and easier. Underbrush seems to part as you go. The hills and the rocks and the valleys seem to smooth out, and it seems like while you got here it was like quite laborious and intense. This is just like a smooth, easy walk. You are about halfway back to the village when you hear a large crashing noise, not too far off in the distance, off to the west, followed by like a caw as a flock of birds takes to the sky. The Fae that have been escorting you, including Frisia, freeze and look off to the west. It has begun, Frisia says softly, with a somewhat detached look as she's looking off in that direction.
What has begun?
After a brief moment, she regains her focus and with some urgency turns to the 4 of you. We will do what we can here in the forest to stem the tide, but you must retrieve the shard as soon as possible. Hurry now to your village. Warriors, to me, and then she darts off with the remaining fae
But where
towards that
you
direction.
go?
The what?
Where do we? Where
To
do
the
we
village.
Go?
To the village.
She said, go to the village.
Yeah.
So she's commanded you to go and find Gawain, get the bloom shard from him, and bring it back as soon as possible.
It's a quest. We have a quest.
Do we have a quest?
Give it a quest.
Do we have a milestone?
You guys level up, yes.
Yay!
Is that all you can think about
No, it's not. But like,
in
I
this
just,
moment?
I just thought like, hey, while
you
we're
can eat
here,
your quest token if you want, Billy.
No, that one is going into the pouch.
Okay.
I'll eat this one. My mom used to eat rose petals.
I always used to like whenever I used to go past a garden that had roses outside, I would always like nick one. Which is
Are there,
terrible.
are there any questions you have for Frieza during that travel that you want to ask from her?
what was meant to happen after the 1,000 years then?
Elgar, in his wisdom, predicted that it would take 1,000 years for the forest to entirely decompose the army beneath.
Okay.
After those 1,000 years, we would return to the Feywilds, where Azata and I would have lived our lives together.
947 years, right?
I can't remember.
947 years ago was when
They
the
started.
Undying One was.
So they only have like
53
years
Yeah.
left.
I love how Azata was like one day away from retirement.
One payday.
Exactly.
I asked Frisia if something like Greater Restoration would work to revive Azata.
I'm not sure. We Fae, our bodies are different to those of you mortals. We are immortal beings. When we die, usually it is permanent. And the magics of the Bloom Shard are quite powerful.
Maybe the bloom shard could bring her back.
There could be magics powerful enough to restore her. None to my ken. But there are mysterious and powerful magics in this world. I do not claim to know all about them.
Can you protect what's left of her? Let it not be disturbed. And you've never
So
seen
long-
Baldagar this serious.
So long as her remains are within the tomb of Elgar, they will not decay or age. They will not be touched by time. This much, at least, I can do.
Last question from me, and I'm still gushing blood and bleeding and blue and everything. One last question. If I find magics that can restore, how do I contact you?
So while she is, you guys are walking, she is strumming a sad tune on her harp, and you find your wounds slowly closing and healing. When you guys all level up, you get all your HP back, you get all your spell slots back, you get everything. So all of you guys find yourself...
So it's effectively a long rest.
Essentially,
Yeah.
yeah. You find yourself in the presence of her music and her charm. You find yourself reinvigorated. As part of the terms of our guardianship, we are unable to leave the confines of the forest. Should you have need of me, you can return to the forest at any time, and we will find you. But perhaps, and she plucks so she is like a half elf, half snake woman, but she does have these feather wings on the back of her. She plucks a single feather out of it and she gives it to you. And she says, should the need arise, speak your message into this feather and it will find me no matter where I am.
Thank you, and I accept. And I put it into my secretest of secret pouches.
Okay, so she gives you a single feather. Any other questions you guys want to ask her before her departure?
Is there any way to, like, I don't know, like, I was going to ask, like, a way to detect where it could be going, where it is, where God could be maybe heading.
So she looks at you and she says, like, I do not know fully the way the bloom shard works. What I do know is that it was splintered from the staff of the evergreen, and the staff calls to it. I believe this is the reason for its regenerative properties. If the staff cannot reach its shard, it will grow towards it incessantly. All you need to do is follow that path, and it will lead you to the shard.
So we need the staff.
All the
You
stuff
do
that
not,
grows.
you do not need the staff. The staff, to the best of my knowledge, is located in the heart of the forest, in the heart of the Undying One. The staff grows towards the shard through the forest. The further the shard goes, the further the forest will grow.
So we must just follow new growth.
New growth.
Yeah.
That would be my hope.
Okay, so I mean, I think the only thing that Crack wants to do is just like sort of take her hand and, you know, I'm sorry.
She accepts you. Thank you. You are most kind to say so. When you have lived as long as I, death of loved ones does become inevitable. I suppose I should count myself lucky for the time I managed to spend with her. I will mourn, and though time may not heal all wounds, it can only help.
Yep.
Once balance has been restored, then I may fully mourn. But for now, I do not have that luxury. But thank you for your kindness.
Well, you know,
Do you wish to keep the blessing bestowed upon you by Azata? With her passing, that link falls to me. You may choose to keep it, or I may dispel it.
I mean, was it a blessing or was it a sort of a perimeter alarm?
It functions as both. The mark of our Wenwall does repel you from the two, but it also does convey a slight magical energy about it, shall we say. Also, as you guys are walking, one of the fawns silently comes up and hands her that staff that you were looking at, Goldagar.
I was going to ask about that when it was my turn again.
There is little help I can offer you outside of the bounds of these forests, but if you wish to have this item, you may take it with you.
Can you tell us what it is? I don't think any of us has identified just
She
yet.
smiles at you slightly
Knowing everything.
knowingly. She's like, it is, shall we say, a decoy. You and your friend are not the first to come seeking the power of the shard. You are not the first to breach the tomb. You are the first to manage to retrieve the shard and do such damage.
Well, we didn't retrieve the shard.
But as a precautionary measure, we fashioned this staff to entice any would-be grave robbers. It does have some magical powers and some properties. It is particularly useful for the druid types, but can be wielded by a sorcerer such as yourself. Principally, it has two capabilities. So So she explains to you that there are the 3 green bands on the staff, and each of those stores some magic. And you can use that magic to basically do something similar that Elgar did with ripping out the stone and throwing it. You can do what's essentially called Mighty Fist of the Earth, which is a warrior ability, which allows you to create a fist-sized rock that flies towards one enemy, and essentially you make an unarmed attack against the target as if you would hit it with your actual fist.
But from range.
So you can make a ranged unarmed attack by summoning a piece of earth and smacking it.
At will.
It takes at will, but it takes 1 charge, and there are 3 charges on the staff. If you are able to cast Entangle, you can instead cast something called Binding Earth. So if the target of Entangle fails its save, areas of earth and stone floor act as a snapping quagmire that pulls the target down and damages it if it attempts to move through the terrain. So it makes it difficult terrain, and for each 5 feet a creature moves through such areas, it takes 1d6 points of damage.
Okay.
So each time you use one of the charges, you use one of those green bands, and the charge regenerates with each long rest.
You manage.
Also, because it is a stone staff, you can also use it as a quarter-staff weapon.
Levels,
So it has 3 charges, it's 1 charge to use the Fist of the Earth, and 2 charges to change your Entangle to the Binding Earth.
How do I recharge it?
Just a long rest.
Oh, okay.
Once a day, essentially, you gain a charge, and it holds a maximum of 3 charges.
Okay.
And it can be used by a druid, a sorcerer, a warlock, or a wizard.
Okay, well, I mean... Yeah?
It's not what I was looking for.
Okay. Does
It's yet you. How long?
There's an item in D&D, but I can't
No, it's one of the homebrew magic items that I should have shared with you on D&D Beyond.
What's it called?
Earth Staff.
So you can either give it to him, put it in his inventory, or you can just find it himself.
I don't know how to give it to him.
No, that's where it gets tricky. Okay, it's honest.
Maybe I should just
Bogos.
Have you found it? Okay, let me see
No,
if I can
I'm
give
looking.
it
I'm
to
just
you.
searching in equipment.
Your phone.
Also,
Gosh.
can we call it a night there? Okay.
Bogos. Do you know what I get now? The level that I'm on now. Spiritual weapon.
What's that? What do I get?
Spiritual weapon, I guess.
Yes, I make a weapon and I can send it to hit something. Essentially.
No.
It's like,
It's an autonomous weapon.
a spiritual weapon.
I get second level spells.
Okay,
I
I'm
don't
adding
know.
it to you, Thomas.
And I get a whole.
I've added it to your equipment.
Oh, okay.
How exciting.
Oh, so you just did it from your side?
No.
Oh,
I
nice.
have the power.
The power of the deal.
I have the power.
And I also have lesser
Try
restoration.
brewing that feather.
Oh, I can do that also, yes. I'll do the feather. I won't do it now.
10 charges.
No, it only has 3. I don't know why it says 10.
Okay, well I should be judicious with mine.
Snake was not cooked.
Yo.
Do you guys want to take a large chunk of this cake home?
Just give it all to Phil. It's a birthday cake.
I don't want all.
Yeah,
It's going to float into my fridge.
Don't lie.
You
It's-
want it.
What?
No, it's going to float into my fridge.
Eat it. Don't let it float.
Cake for breakfast, cake for lunch,
Guys.
I had cake for lunch.
dinner.
Although I do love sweet things, that is going to kill me. Or at least make me throw up.
Well, maybe
But I will take a chunk, I just don't want to take everything.
take a third. Billy can
Okay.
have a third. And then Robbie, you can take a third home.
I'll give it to Matt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or Manny Matt. Little Manny Matt.
Yeah. Guys, I've got an earth staff.
And there's like one of my
Such a
Like,
badass druid.
I have a whole bunch of like known spells now. I'm trying to figure out what each of them
I don't
does.
have anything exciting for my level up.
Wait, which class is yours?
Rouge.
Rouge.
Rogue.
Yeah.
Rogue.
I can
I'm
just
trying to think now. Don't rogues have like fury of the small?
No, that's
Goblins.
goblins.
Okay.
I'm just a simple gnome. Nobody.
We are
knows
small,
me.
but we're not furious.
Also, I don't think I did miss. I don't think I missed that.
You chuckled on the inside.
I just chose not to acknowledge it.
Chuckled what?
On the inside.
No, but what
Information
are we
good.
chuckling at?
It was like, nobody knows me.
Nobody knows.
The traveler I've seen.
Can I have my inspiration post back, please?
Yes.
Oh, you didn't use it at all.
I didn't even use it. Well, I was so uninterested in the. I should have used it when I was trying to hit the person with my mace.
You might have saved his artist's life.
I might have, but now we'll never know.
Then we
Full
wouldn't
disclosure, if one of you had gotten in the way, I might have just killed one of you.
Okay.
I would not
in a
have
volleyball
been
situation.
There are less fabulous ways to go than being exploded into first person.
Hello, definitely.
I know,
I
right?
mean, if that's the way to go.
What would your final words be then?
Rosebud.
Rosebud.
I don't know.
It was the name of a slide.
My final was, you dick.
He does seem like a genuinely unpleasant trio.
Yes.
This dude.
I'll have my
Yeah,
books
yeah.
back though.
You did get your books back.
But he's not paid me yet. I'm well pissed off.
I ain't got paid yet.
Well, I mean, now you no longer have the books to motivate you. Now you only have like the quest
Quest.
imparted upon you by a semi-demigod.
Semi-demigod.
Snaky
Quarter god.
A quarter god.
Quarter god, quarter snake.